I don't think I got the thing right. Dang it. Crap. I'm messing things up already. That sucks. Okay. Let me just do this. There we go. I'd be pretty lonely in here all by myself. There we go. People should be able to join now if there's anyone out there. And let's see. So turn that off. Oh, hey. Hey, Stevie. Thanks. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. I was trying to do something. And it was taking way too long. So I just decided, screw it. Let's just roll with it. You're second, actually, Mr. E. Okay. What was I doing? Here we go. I gotta make this a lot easier. Hey, Yolis, how's it going?
Not bad. Been a bit of a long day for me.
Oh yeah, this is I think this is a chill out one. Let's not talk about any important stuff. Have fun. Maybe we'll talk about conspiracy theories, things like that. Conspiracy theories like Russia.
I see you're just eating away right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm hungry.
I'm probably not going to be able to stay on too long. I still got work tomorrow morning.
On Sunday, what do you do? Oh yeah, I already know what you do. Sorry.
Sundays are like the busiest day, so although they don't want me there too long, I guess they're afraid of me pulling overtime hours, which I find kind of strange because they also want me to get all my tasks done. Employee, which one is it, guy? Which one is it? But in full seriousness, though, I do enjoy my job, so it gives me a lot of time to think and listen to shit. So
Yeah. Well, that's always nice to have a job like that. Alright. Sorry. Late night snack.
My fridge ended up dying, so I spent about 30 minutes into my other fridges.
Okay. Yeah, the broken kind of bong rib thing was set up. Yeah, I like a lot of these mini fridges that are out there. They're pretty cheap and efficient, and just you could stack things on top. You could probably stack those mini fridges on top of each other too. Pretty convenient.
There's a power drain. Also, there's this slight problem that this was a full scale.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so I mentioned that I still live with my family before, right? So at my house we have two main fridges, two full-size main fridges, and a garage freezer. We basically had to move everything from our main fridge in the kitchen into our side fridge into the pantry, and then the frozen stuff into the garage freezer. It was a mess. And I still have to, and the reason I'm still up is because I'm waiting for my mom to get back so that we can so that the three of us can figure out how we're gonna handle this like adults.
How else would you have handled it?
Usually it just results in me stammering for her about 30 minutes, for pacing around like an idiot, just all the while going mentally humna 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 humna. So yeah, I'd like to avoid that if possible.
Yeah. Have you been keeping up with the? Oh, hey Dominic, got you going there. Good. Hey Jeremy, I might mute. It's really hot, so I want to kind of turn my AC on a little bit.
There's Tom. Your AC isn't too loud. I can't even hear.
Well, that's because I was muted.
No, I mean even before that.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. See if you hear it. Okay. How's that? Do you guys hear it?
After the initial brush, it will.
I can't hear you.
You can't.
Oh, there you go. You just kind of cut off a little bit.
Well, I am using my phone, so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn it off and on. I guess there's really not too many people on right now listening, so it doesn't matter.
I decided to start one at like 11 o'clock for me.
Oh well, it's midnight where I'm at. I wanted to start like
It works.
2 hours earlier. I figure everyone who's watching stuff, they're done watching. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do on this one, but I figured we just take it easy. Like asking frivolous stuff like, Dominic, tell us the story of your pipe. Yeah, is it like special at all, or is it just some store-bought one?
That's actually the eBay secondhand one.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I got a bunch of them from eBay.
What do you look for in a pipe? Like, is there like short ones, long ones? Certain made out of certain wood. Like, what is it that makes you pick a certain pipe?
I like Italian pipes. Pipes from Italy, they're usually pretty good.
Hey, Eric.
Wood is what makes it. You know, I got a bunch of them, but I only smoke a couple because some of them aren't that great.
Like, what makes it so it's not great?
It kind of gets like too moist in there. It holds the moisture, some of them, and
Okay.
it makes it like, you get that juice coming in.
Do you have to like break them in? Hey, Bram, how's it going?
Most of the ones I get are already broken in because they're used.
Yeah. So pipes do have to be broken in, really?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
They're already broken in because they're used. Pipes do have to be broken in, really?
Oh, someone mute the YouTube live stream.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's right. Oh, just so people know, Elizabeth Beck is excited to do a panel, so we'll see her doing a panel with a couple people. If you have any ideas what you'd want to ask her, I know what I'd want to ask her. Hey, Broken Carpenter. I guess he's gonna set up for a bit. I'll probably start off with the elephant in the room. That was a good one. If you guys didn't see his interview with Jordan Charlton. Dang it. All right. So.
On me.
Was
Get
that?
sound?
Yep, we hear you.
Cool.
So tell us about your dog, Broken Carpenter.
That's Mojo.
Okay.
He's named after Mother Jones. It's a he, but I had to because I wanted to name something after it, after Mother Jones.
Yeah.
And it became like one of those deals where I was trying to find an excuse to get a dog because I just had to put my other dog to sleep, which was my excuse. So old Mojo came with me. Here it is. That's what it is. That's Mother Jones.
Huh. Nice. How old is Mojo?
Okay.
How old is your pup? I guess he can't hear me. Oh, that's why.
All right. What's
So-
the deal with the sound?
How old is your pup? Or Mojo?
Oh, he's like 3, I think.
Oh, pretty young, yeah.
Oh yeah, but he's like Mojo fat, majorly fat. He's on a diet right now. Actually, it's a 3-dog night. I got another dog at my feet and one running around in here somewhere.
So we're talking about Dominic's pipe. Do you have like a special pipe?
I got right now. I got this one and this one.
What, like, do you have like like? Why do you choose a particular pipe over others?
I carve them.
Oh, okay. So you make them all on your own?
Yeah.
Huh.
Otherwise, because I burned through one of these. I made this one. This one actually is going to last longer. I have to make a new bowl for this stem. I handmade this stem, and I want to make a new bowl for it because out of this hazelwood, it seems to burn a lot. It seems to hold up a lot more. But I burned through a pipe. You know, I smoke right through the sides of it. So, but I do smoke just in case there's any questions. This pipe tobacco. Okay, so we're any questions about what I smoke in my pipe? That's what I smoke in my pipe. I also make cigarettes out of it because I won't pay Marlboro extra money to kill me.
Week, 2
And
weeks.
if I buy a 5-pound bag of that stuff for like $60, or AOS up to whole deal with two.
Oh, weekend edition. What am I doing?
It's like a dozen packs of cigarettes for $100. You know, I don't pay extra. Oh,
I
what
guess
was
I missed Sane Progressive. I've been waiting to like, I didn't want to watch TYT covering the People's Summit, so I've been waiting for Tim to update anything, and he hasn't. So
Have you heard of Uphill Media?
Yeah, what I watched the live stream on.
Yeah, they did
Okay.
They had a really high quality live stream of it.
Okay, Uphill Media. Thanks.
Yeah, that's one of the channels I support too.
Hey, the live stream of it isn't posted anymore. It got pulled down.
Really?
Yep.
By YouTube or by who?
It's BMG. I don't know. Whoever, you can go to the thing and look, but it's like a pull down notice from looks like somebody official looking. So.
I hate official looking people. They're too official.
Yeah, man.
Sorry. All right.
All right.
So this is a chill out. We should have a. This is a chill. Oh, sorry.
Story.
Go ahead.
I got an off the wall story. So
All right.
today I did like full Lebowski today, and went upstairs and I shaved off all the beard. Went back. This is the way I usually look. It's just like in the winter, I don't like to shave. So, but I went up there and I'm shaving, and I'm cleaning up the floor from using the scissors and stuff, and I look down and I sweep up all the hair. We got a white cat that sleeps in that bathroom at night when it's cold out, and so I'm sweeping all this hair up, and I'm thinking, man, oh man, a lot of cat hair in this. I get it all together and I pick it up, and I realized all that white cat hair was my hair. It's just a lot lighter than I thought it was.
So The only way I was catching up on the People's Summit was watching Nico. He was streaming on YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook, and his last one was he's thinking Jane Sanders is going to run for president in 2020 with Nina Turner as her VP pick.
I'll tell you what, because they would just, that the groovy thing about that is James Sanders is like, it's just like why I kept the long hair and everything that I told you about, sort of just, you underplay, it gives you an automatic underplayment, you know. Whoever looks at you, they don't think much of you until you make a believer out of them, and it's easier to make a believer out of them. Or at least they'll notice because they're looking for somebody to screw up. But man, they would think they wouldn't give Jane the respect like mentally she's capable of ripping into them with. You know, I think that they would come in with their gloves lowered at the wrong time, man. I really do.
I mean, right now with Donald Trump being president, anything like you can't say that she's not qualified.
Well, you don't think that they would just call Jane sexist?
Oh yeah, they do that too, huh?
No, she wouldn't.
this
She
time.
wouldn't take any shit though. I could see her not taking any shit whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, she was very, very. She didn't take much shit during the campaign. I mean, she kept it as diplomatic as she could. But she was. I'd remind you, she was Bernie's chief of staff for a while. I mean, if she wrote legislation, the woman like knows what she's talking about as far as Washington D.C. goes.
Yeah.
Not all the positions one thing. I mean, she never held I guess she was unpaid chief of staff or whatever, but basically she's held enough position and weight in Washington D.C. to understand the ins and outs, and better, hellaciously better than Trump.
That's a pretty low bar.
You know, I don't know. But hey, it's the first hurdle you got to get over, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, sorry, I got the AC on.
That's okay.
The one thing with Trump though, at least he's got a lot of people that work for him that he can kind of maybe talk to about. I don't know, and his family. So I mean, I feel like he's gotten a lot more reliant on his family members to kind of back him up. I don't know. I really don't want to talk about Trump tonight. So
yeah,
It's okay.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool of me. I think it's as much James starting the new organization as it is Bernie needing somebody around to sort of pick up the slack. I think Bernie's capable of doing that. I think it's just she's got that new sort of separate organization. If he brings her along as James Sanders comes along, James Sanders is also connected to the Sanders, whatever it is, Institute, or what are they calling it? Oh hell, slips my mind anyhow. You know, that may be part of it. Then she can promote that.
What do you mean, a Justice Democrats?
No. They got they just started like the Sanders. Oh, I don't know. It's
Sanders Institute or something like that? Is that right?
hard to say.
I just got an email from her. Hold on a second.
That's probably it.
I think that is it. The Sanders Institute.
Someone's a very fast typer.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm trying to type quietly, and so it's hard.
Yeah, I've got a wireless Logitech keyboard that's very, very quiet. Like I'll make it, you can push the keys as hard as you want, and it still won't make a sound.
Yeah.
That is it. It's the Standards Institute.
I just I don't know. I can't stand typing on the membrane computers anymore, but I guess I'll have to when
TNT.
if I keep doing this.
So used to a mechanical.
Well, I got the phone and this, so this is what I type on.
Yeah, I use Cherry MX Browns. That's my favorite keycap. I had capacitive and stuff.
Those are a little too clicky for me. I've got Reds. I prefer Reds. They're just a little faster.
Yeah, I mean those were my second choices. I love typing on Blues actually, like at work.
Those are too loud.
Yeah, they're very clicky clacky, but I love the feel of them and the typing. Except in the office that I work, it's just people know I'm working or writing up something really good because they just hear a lot of loud clicking. I never knew that there was a private comments that I get. So I'm sorry if people are expecting me to reply to my private comments on YouTube, but I never knew about it till today, and I didn't respond.
Huh.
But someone was talking about. Oh heck, I don't even remember how I get there. Messages. Oh, there you go.
I never heard of it.
Yeah. So David Denton was thinking about topics to do besides after hours and these little panel ideas. I feel like I don't know any suggestions really, but it's just finding a time to do it. Either we're gonna take up less time for after hours. Instead of 3 hour after hours, maybe we'll do 2 hours, and then a 1 hour of like something specific. So like,
I think.
oh, go ahead.
I think Saturday nights you should do the Bong Show, like the old Gong Show, and we'll give everybody like 3-5 minutes. And, you know, I mean, you can be truly bad, but you're gonna get bonged, you know.
I can't do it with a newborn around, but maybe in a few years.
You can host. You can host. You know, he never hit the gong.
Yeah. But I think Jamarl Thomas wanted to do something like that, because some of his videos are like 420, so I think he's smoked one and he's doing his video on it.
Did you guys ever tell that whenever Jimmy does the phone calls on the Jimmy Dore show, he's always lighting up during those?
Hey Stevie, do you think he's lighting up?
Yeah, you can hear it in a couple of the videos.
Oh.
Like I don't remember which one it was, but one of them you could hear him giggling as like it was bubbling in the background.
I would be surprised. Oh man, I can't wait for him to leave TYT.
Who can't?
Yeah, but people love Jank. People who work at TYT, they love him. I mean,
I feel like he's probably not a terrible guy. He's just is an egomaniac who's running his business into the ground.
yeah.
And I think he's loyal to his people. You know.
Yeah. He's probably. Sorry.
I think that's probably what they get paid. You know, they get paid in loyalty. I don't know what they, you know, who knows what they make, but you know what I mean. I mean, hey Stevie.
Howdy, guys.
Oh, and Ariel.
Hey, how's it
Hello.
going?
Right?
Hello.
We're doing lightweight tonight.
Oh,
No
good.
heavy.
Yeah. We could talk
And
about.
can we be fun too?
What was that?
And we could be fun too.
Oh, well.
We're triggered.
Oh, I am so triggered tonight.
I still say we do. What we try to do is try to make each other angry,
Oh, hell no. We're
and
triggered.
whoever gets triggered has to take a shot.
Oh hell. first off, I'm a prick, but I'll take the equivalent. I'll do the equivalent. Let's put it that way.
Oh man.
Having alcohol,
That's gonna be
that's gonna be tough.
I'm
It's
serious.
just, I'm a master at pissing people off, so that's just like, give us a game as a challenge, man.
You got a skill for making them angry?
Oh, story of my life.
Yeah.
It'll have to be a shot of water for me because I'm still 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
29.
Yeah.
Don't-
I've never been a drinker.
Don't-
Just I sing drinking songs, but I don't actually do it myself.
Do not get caught underage drinking before you're 21. There ain't no reason to do it. You know, I mean, 21, soon enough, people will be insane. And you know, that's my 2 cents in it. I managed not to get caught by the time I was 21. So that's the trick, you know. I'm not telling you what you got to do. I'm just telling you what not to do.
Yeah, I like having all my brain cells too much to drink before I'm finished developing.
That's my problem. I never lost any of my cells. That's what's making my life so hard. I'm thinking I have too good of a memory.
My God, I mean, you know, about 4 years or 5 years before I was your age, I was doing my damnedest to burn away as many brain cells as I could, man. And the idea of using the word gelled in the mix to all that, I would have done that one, man. So, yeah, hold them.
Oh, man.
So serve well.
That's all right, Carpenter. Leave it all on the road.
I mean, I could tell you some cool stories, man. I mean, we used to camp on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, wow.
And we'd hike up, you know, 3, 4, 5 miles, whatever, and then we'd go to different places. We had campsites, and so I take my buddy up there, and me and him's up there, and he says, "Hey, man, I want to go pick up my girlfriend." And I said, "All right." So we hike back, you know, and when we're hiking back down the mountain, I said, "Hey, man, I mean, don't mind me, but I'm gonna drop a hit of acid." So I think this hit of acid like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We go down the mountain. We're gonna pick up the girlfriend. We go get her, you know. And things are just starting to light up a little bit, and everything's groovy. Long about I don't know, 6 o'clock. I don't know. It was dark by the time we got going, and so we're walking back up the hill with no flashlight, and me as a guide, because I was the only one that knew the way to the campsite. And you know, at the best of times when you're walking on a trail at night, you do this, face. So, like, you do this, except for it's like, you know, bats and shit, and all kinds of groupie shit flying through. You know, so I get to the very end of it. It was like I had to click my lighter along because there was a slash on the tree, and you had to find it, you know. So I'm running from tree to tree, flashing my lighter up at this thing, and I finally found it. And then we found our way. But yeah, that was. I mean, the stories I could tell, that was like the mild ones. But yeah, the stories.
Freaking hike. I like your shirt there, the Heisenberg. Oh, Heisenberg! I see it. I found one that said Heisenberg, and it had a bird with the Heisenberg hat and glasses. And
far out.
That's kind of cool.
So Breaking Bad's and House of Cards are like my 2 favorite shows.
Oh yeah.
I love Breaking Bad. I've watched the entire thing. I don't know how many times, but
Oh yeah. It's
I mean,
weird when that show first came out. That's when my dad was first diagnosed with cancer, and so my mom totally got into that show. And it's like, Mom, this show's a little harsh, and she's in her 70s. She's like, Nah. She's like, I love it. I was like, all right, go ahead. But yeah, the writing is so good, and the casting was so excellent. It's hard not to like something about it.
and I catch a little bit every time I watch it. The direction. I mean, everything. Everybody
yeah.
was on the show was like super good. They the the colors of the show and stuff were pretty groovy. So
It brings up a lot of different issues. It's kind of funny. I once saw a meme that said, Canadian version of Breaking Bad is, he goes to the doctor, show over. All right.
True that.
That's true.
It really highlights the desperation that people feel around health and money and all that. Really highlights it.
well, back in the day, that was like the drug that I preferred. That was easy to get in my small town. And yeah, you meet some real interesting characters around meth, man.
I bet.
Back then it was crank, man. Everybody,
Yeah.
bikers, basic bikers, others dealt in it, but and it was all cooked around there, and
Yeah.
it was nothing Breaking Bad. Trust me, it was.
Wow.
Breaking Bad meets the Flintstones, maybe, man.
Well, I think I just thought of an idea for a TV show.
Vince Gilligan, he said he didn't know about the show Weeds in advance of writing that script, and he said if he had known about it, he probably wouldn't have written it. So, thank goodness for ignorance on that.
I'm just thinking, hey Fred, I'm just back from the doctor.
I really want to make one of those, like a needlepoint, like the old-fashioned. Make the old style, little grandma style needlepoint that says, "This is my own private domicile, and I will not be harassed, bitch." Outside the house, to the door.
I got it figured out now. No, it's Breaking Bam Bam, and it's Fred. Fred gets cancer, and he hits up Bam Bam to cook meth in the back of the stone RV.
Yeah, that sounds feasible.
Sounds like something Robot Chicken would do.
And the whole time, Barney is the DEA agent trying to find him.
He's the courier.
Yeah, Barney is Hank in disguise.
Yeah. The DEA.
Will Dino's buddies be the Nazi gang that comes in later?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sorry to tell you, but Bam Bam and Betty's like Bam Bam's girlfriends, and Betty and any women on that side of the whole deal, they don't end up so well, man. So.
Yeah. As far as I know, as I was reading about the origins of meth, back when I was watching that show, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, it was really kind of a Japanese invention during World War II, because it was something that you could give to soldiers, and they wouldn't be very hungry, and they'd stay up all day or all night, they wouldn't need much sleep. It constipates you, so you didn't have to go to the bathroom. It was like the perfect drug, and it makes you feel kind of confident and crazy. So it's like, yeah, give the soldiers that and helps out, I don't know if that's correct,
Yeah, it was for the kamikaze pilots.
Sure, yeah, that's what I mostly read. It was for the Air Force.
And then it first got introduced in the United States through the military bases on the West Coast.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, the things it does to your brain is just unbelievable. It just, if you do too much of it, it's you build up resistance, and then you have to keep taking more. And if you keep going, it's similar to heroin. You just break down, and eventually you can't feel anything. You're just emotionally numb because the receptors just burn out, and they can't function anymore. Because those drugs force your brain to produce more of the things that make you happy. I can't remember the name, but the dopamine. Yeah.
Dopamine.
Like if you abuse that too much, your brain will eventually just say, screw it, I can't.
Well, and it was, I mean, we were back then. It was sort of like it wasn't a crystal nothing. It was like a sludge.
Yeah.
You get it, but
It's
it
really
be like sludge.
accurate.
All right. But you had to understand, man. It's like today, it's different. The way they make it now, it's more addictive. And I mean, back then it was like the basic rule was you never fronted anything. If you never fronted anything, you were pretty safe because we could only make so much cash. So that was a great way to do it, But
wow.
Yeah, I knew some people that did too much. That just happens, and people like that tend to do too much, and and I did myself. So, but like quitting coke, all that other stuff, nothing cleared out at all.
Well, the big thing now is opiates. I mean, that's everybody's getting addicted to the opiates over, from their prescription meds. And I had a friend, she was a jeweler for years, and she had all kinds of carpal tunnel and damage through her spine and neck. She had a lot of repetitive stress, and she kept telling the doctor that she needed a heavier drug, like an opiate, and they wouldn't give it to her. They, probably because they're worried, you're going to get addicted to it. So they didn't give it to her. She started taking so much Advil, she got bleeding ulcers in her stomach, and by the time she got to the doctor to have it checked out, they said, "You're about to die." They forced her into the emergency room. They said, "You're not leaving until we fix you up." Because they wouldn't give her the drug she needed. It's funny how they'll hand them over, and it seems like in droves to people that don't really need it and end up abusing it. But the people that actually need it, they're like, "No, we'll keep that away from you."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a VA hospital. My grandpa just got back surgery a few weeks ago, and he went to get his medicine at the VA hospital, and there's like a racket going on there because all those old people, they're too senile to check their medicine. And so like my grandpa went down to get his medicine, and if my uncle and my mom hadn't threatened to call the cops on the pharmacists there, they wouldn't have given him his oxy.
Yeah.
Hey, let's keep the topics light and happy tonight.
Oh.
It is that one of the things about it is that people using opiates cause problems for people that really got pain. I mean,
yes.
I would be taking less of it. I'm totally off of them and pretty sedentary because of it. Because I can't sort of, if I could use herb and that was all I needed to sort of be past it, that would be fine. But that doesn't do it all. So
I've got a question. So say you're gonna
opiate. I did every day opiates for 9-10 years.
Yeah.
So, and now, and then I quit one day before Thanksgiving. And other than a couple of days of, the crap,
So, all right, I've got a question for you guys. You guys are gonna say theoretically the end of your life is near because you're gonna die by shooting squad or something, but they offer you a drug of choice, so you could die high if you wanted to. Would you, or would you try to die non-intoxicated with any drugs or anything?
Ask that question again.
If you're going to die by firing squad and they offered you a choice of drugs so you could die while you're high or something, would you do it, or would you try to die while you're clean?
Oh, I need all the chocolate in the world.
Yeah, I was going to say, give me fried chicken.
Huh.
Yeah, if I'm going out, I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm going to go out high as hell.
I'd be like, what should I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be Swiss rolls, chocolate chips, you name it, everything. Hit me right now.
Well,
I'd be totally safe if all they asked for is shoot for the whites of his eyes. Because that, if I had my choice, I wouldn't have no whites in my eyes.
To be honest, like I wouldn't want anything. Here's what I would like to do: fly a kite with a key attached to it, because I want to do that before I go out. That'd be like the last thing I truly want to do before passing on.
You remember how I told you about actual reality growing up in and doing stupid things and learning things? And how there was always one statement that was made, hey guys, watch this.
Yep.
Hey guys, watch this.
Yep. I know what Eric's last word would be. Oh, I'm so triggered!
Triggered!
I would be so mad that they were shooting me. That's what I'd probably say. I'd be like, oh man, I'm triggered.
I'll be like, no, I just want to fly this kite and see if the lightning strikes it. I'm like, it's either the lightning strike is going to strike the key or it's going to strike me. Either way, I'm going to go out anyway, so what's the point? And just tell it like it is.
If they gave me had anything in my system like that, I probably would be half asleep or passed out. So I wouldn't even know what was going to go on. That'd be fine. You know. You'd be mom asleep.
All right, here's my question for you guys. The old desert island question.
Uh-oh.
And I like survival books. I don't want to hear like practical dumbass, I want to land on the island kind of book. No. A book, a movie, and an album that you'd have to listen, that if you wanted to listen to something, that's what you'd have.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's tough.
A book, a movie, and an album.
Wait. So does that mean we have a TV and like a DVR or something?
You got a thing that plays one thing and one thing only of each.
Okay.
No, Ebon, you can't open it and rewire it to call from your coconut phone.
No Gilligan's Islanding this.
No Gilligan's Island bullshit, man. I want to hear it's pretty easy. You only got one book, you only got one album, and one movie.
I got it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, my book would definitely be the ginormous Permaculture Designer's Manual by Mill Mollison.
Okay. I mean, hey, I understand. I understand totally.
It's long enough. I'd never run out of stuff to read.
Well, when I tell you mine, it's sort of the same thing.
Oh, wow, a book.
For my movie, I'd have to go with Fight Club.
Damn, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I would really want a piano.
Hey, Tom Hanks for the rest of your life is a vomit.
For movie, I guess I'd probably have to say Mad Max: Fury Road.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fury Road.
Movies, that's a tough one because there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the one I can't get. I could tell you the book, I could tell you the album. I can't tell you the movie off the top of my head. I mean, there's a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the book is also a tough one for me as well. I mean, the album.
Yeah, I can name the book and the album, but not the movie.
Well, what's your book and album?
Book would be the one I'm currently reading, which is because I want to finish it, of course. It's Carl Sagan's Demon Haunted World. Album would be Rage Against the Machine's Battle of Los Angeles. I love that album. I can listen to that all day long. Movie has me stumped. I don't know. Because there's just so many.
I'm sort of in the same position.
Wait.
I'd have Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore East. The book would be, I have a book of Plato's dialogues and Republican stuff. And that's probably what I would spend my time with. So yeah, I dug your choice for book. I can't see the name, but yeah, I dig what you were.
So the movie, can you see it over and over again as like unending batteries? It just plays that movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got a forever solar thing.
Okay.
Whatever. You just don't worry about the like playing it, Ebon.
Yeah.
The man plays out of a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. The tree with TV screen and like and speakers.
I think I do know the movie, and it's one that I recently saw, Alien Covenant. I was blown away.
I didn't like it too much. I thought it was okay. Oops.
I thought that was really well done. I enjoyed it.
I haven't liked any of the Alien movies since the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to agree. Alien and Aliens. I mean,
Yeah, they were the only good ones.
I would say it's the best ones since then. I would say. Gosh, it's a hard one. Like
Actually, I think I changed my movie from Mad Max Fury Road to the first Guardians of the Galaxy because that was a pretty badass.
Did you see the second one?
Yeah.
I have not yet. I
Okay.
want to go see it this week, actually.
The first one's really good.
Well,
I mean, there's not too much superhero stuff I'm into, really. I like Batman, though.
I enjoyed the new Wonder Woman. I thought that was excellent.
one of my favorite movies is the Blues Brothers, but that would be cheap.
Oh man, that's a great one.
But I did think of an album already.
I'm a soul man.
The thing is,
The album?
you could pick a movie that has music in it, a lot of good music, so
Yeah.
you kind of cover both bases.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah. I if I was gonna cheat, then I'd say you can't say concert movie. You can't say Woodstock because that would be like my concert movie if I could pick one.
But I've already decided the Boston album.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, my album would have to be The Wall. I can never get sick of that album. I've listened to it probably a million times.
That's so good. Yeah. I guess I'd have to say Enya's Shepherd Moons
Oh,
from
that's a good one.
1991. That's probably one of the most inspiring albums I've ever heard. It's beautiful and it's just
That is a good album.
always so good.
I like her music.
She's never done a better one after that. Oh, the blue one. Yeah. When I was getting into Celtic music, because she's from a Gaeltacht, her whole family was. And close second would be Clannad, Anam, because that was her family's band.
Okay.
Intensely gorgeous. I wore that tape out several times when I was a teenager. Oh yeah. Those are both just soul music.
I could probably also do Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Rust Never Sleep
Yeah.
for an album. But that's just like because I camped a lot and that was like we'd have one tape that would work and that was one tape for a long time. So
Do you guys have,
honorable mentions to Sigur Rós too. That's another group that I could listen to a lot. And funny enough, Marilyn Manson's Antichrist Superstar. For the same reason as you like The Wall. I love those kind of heavy concept albums. They're grand.
That was a good album.
Yeah. It spoke to me in my angry, like, rebelling against organized religion years. It really helped me get through a lot of it. Very cathartic.
so what
Y'all
are
heard
some
of a Tribe Called Red?
Tribe Called Red. Oh, they're awesome.
I just recently discovered them,
Oh,
and it's just like, oh my god, this is
Electric
amazing.
Powwow,
I love
man.
it.
Oh, I'm crazy about dance music, electronic dance music. That's my whole. Oh, love it.
So, what would you guys say would be your favorite movies? Like where the movie sucks, but the music in the movie is amazing.
Oh,
No, wait a second. The movie what?
well, I know there's some
Movie
movies where
sucks.
the movie was good and the music sucked.
Where
I'm
the
more
movie
distracted by
sucks and
bad
the music
music.
is good.
I can actually laugh at a bad movie.
Like, because I know the one bad movie I saw that had great music and great special effects was Pacific Rim, but the acting and the plot was so terrible and terribly written.
Oh man.
All right.
Hmm.
All right. A movie that actually I think isn't bad, but it's been panned, and it's a campy movie. I mean, you got to be sort of into campiness. But Eat the Rich.
Which one?
Motorhead does the soundtrack for it. So, and Lemmy is in it. So that is a pretty cool sort of soundtrack. I dig the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it.
Oh man, if you ever get a chance to, it comes up on Netflix and like the other streaming things every once in a while.
For
Hey, can I get a
movies,
mic check?
Yep, you can
Yeah,
hear you, Jebs.
Hear you?
You guys see me? Everything's good? You can hear me and all that good stuff?
oh hey James,
Hey, what's up?
how you doing?
Aloha. Okay, so Motorhead, Ace of Spades, bro. It's best song ever in the world. That's where it all started.
Wow.
So every time I come on, I feel like I need to sing a very important song because of the blocks the way we're set up.
No.
Like we're like the Hollywood squares.
Yeah.
But then we also look like there's a story of a man named Brady who was bringing up three very lovely girls.
Oh, no.
All of them had hair of gold.
Wait, no.
Like their mother, the youngest one in curls. We should all know the song, right?
No.
We should have a lampooning version called the Shady Bunch.
Yeah, the Shady Bunch. The Shady Bunch.
I'm gonna come on here with. I'm gonna dress up as Eric one night with a gaming shirt and a pair of sunglasses.
Triggered!
I'm like, triggered!
Oh, that would be too funny.
James,
Look like me with a dark wig.
Greg.
What? Excuse me?
Who gets to be Greg, me or you? Because Greg did have that really groovy face
Oh yeah, yeah.
where he had his own pad.
Um,
Walked around the house calling them what? Mike and Carol.
And I'll be Jan. Russia, Russia, Russia.
Russia.
But the Russians never did it. They never did it.
I'm just trying to picture what I'm doing in the backyard, standing on a bunch of AstroTurf back there, because it ain't playing with a football. I know that.
I want to be Peter. All you have to do is change when your voice are raised.
Oh my goodness.
I always thought like Bobby was the one who got shafted because Bobby was too young to be like cool, and when he got too old or old enough to be cool, he lost his cuteness, and they brought in that little what's his face that everybody hates.
I know who you're talking about. The little
Because
annoying kid. Most of the people listening to this right now don't know what the fuck we're talking about, dude.
No, I do because I watched that stupid show.
it's
so
already
much when I was a
on
kid.
I love the movie. The Brady Bunch movie. I mean, that was like really super funny.
All right, you qualified. That is a good qualifier.
This is
But I
one.
did like, a very Brady sequel as well. I mean, that was still funny.
You're gonna have
My
to.
favorite movie is gonna be True Romance.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or Cat and
That is a
Christian
good one.
Theater. That'd be probably my number one. Another one would be Doctor Strangelove, the Stanley Kubrick.
That is one of my favorites. That is a
Fear and
great one.
Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh,
How to
for
Train
sure.
Your Dragon.
Dominic.
It's like some crazy game show.
I
One.
think Dominic's having some issues.
It
You know,
sounds like
One, Ebon!
the thing when you
Yeah.
pick a Quentin Tarantino movie, you're gonna get some good music in that movie.
Pulp
yes,
Fiction.
Good point. Oh yeah.
Django Unchained.
We'll just
Yeah.
have it.
The best one, it would have to be like the Groundhouse one.
Kill
Pulp
Bill.
Fiction. Pulp Fiction.
Yep. Oh yes. Royale with cheese.
Yeah, shoot. See, I want to watch a movie that has a lot of watchability, but those movies that have a lot of watchability, I already watched it hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
I've
one.
watched The Breakfast Club so many times.
Yeah. And
Last of the Mohicans and
oh yeah, that's a good. One.
Howard's End, the E.M. Forster, the James Ivory with Emma Thompson and Anthony Hopkins.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
was epic. Yes.
That's a
And
good movie.
Daniel Day-Lewis, anything with him in it. Jeez.
I can marathon
Two-
Friday the 13th movies on Friday the 13th.
I always
Go on.
Too good. Like just a limited cast, limited scene is Lifeboat and 12 Angry Men.
Oh, 12 Angry Men is incredible.
Yeah, Revenge a good one.
Daniel
But
Day
you like
Lewis.
Lifeboat too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Right.
Daniel Day Lewis should have won an Oscar in Gangs of New York. He did a phenomenal job.
He's always
Yeah,
great. He's
I gotta agree with that.
amazing
Yeah,
actors.
he was cheated after that one.
Incredible.
I'll
He
be back.
totally immerses himself in the part, you know.
I liked Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, me too.
I was-
Earlier.
The first one was really good.
I like
I
both
haven't
of them.
seen that one.
I like the beginning of the second one where they played ELO. That was awesome.
Mhm.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
I'm just a comic book Marvel guy, so sorry.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. Me, I'm a Nintendo nerd, pretty much.
Did any of you guys
Don't
ever
even get
see
me
the?
started on Nintendo, bro. Don't even get me started on Nintendo. I used to
Okay.
play for hours on
Which
my
games?
Super Nintendo. Oh, I play Tiger Woods.
Me, I play like Zelda.
I
I
was-
played Super Mario RPG. That's like one of my favorite Mario RPG games. Let's see what else. Like Super Mario All Stars with Super Mario World.
Oh, Zelda. Zelda was awesome.
Yeah, Earthbound. It's very, very weird, but it's like a really weird game, but it's like super awesome.
Yeah.
This arcades. Oh, Street Fighter and Tekken and Mortal Kombat. All those
I
games.
love Mortal
I
Kombat.
miss live arcades. Oh man.
Man,
Get over here.
I wish I had like a little like arcade place, like an old style like arcades of like old video games, so we could kind of like bring that.
Oh, and you play play foosball.
I miss
I
it.
played. We played like $1 billion worth of asteroids.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my brother picked up an asteroids machine for like $150,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was a blast.
Oh.
Yeah, that was back in like mid '80s.
Hey, so Carpenter, could I exchange my one movie for one full TV season of a
Oh,
show?
that was a good idea.
Because if I do that, I know
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
That's
I would.
That's
I would,
reasonable. That's a reasonable. Yes, I think
Request.
that's a reasonable. Yeah.
I would pick Quark. Quark was by far my favorite show ever.
If I had to choose one, it would have to be South Park, but I don't know what season because honestly, there's like episodes where I could just pick them all, pick all the ones I really love.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I could go like lots of ways here because
Firefly.
if I pick
Yeah, Firefly is a good one.
which season?
a full like a full
One
season,
Only one season, so there you go. That's an easy.
a full
Well, that's
season,
why I picked Quark.
right.
Quark's one season.
That's right. They only did
a
one.
full season of Dragnet, like back in '68, though, was like 36 shows or something. So, but they're half hour, but it's
Right.
still Dragnet, and I could watch it both as a drama and laugh my ass off at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I'm supposing there's some horticulture on my island already there. I mean, we're talking about survival things that we would need. You know, we wouldn't need basics for survival. That's why I gave up with the idea that you got to have a book on survival and a movie on survival. You know, like Bear Grylls the first year or whatever. You know, I mean,
I would
first
not.
off,
Oh, Bear Grylls is such a phony, man.
I would not take
you,
survival.
you get hungry enough, you don't need Bear Grylls to teach you how to eat, man. You know.
And for a book, I would pick anything by Charles DeLint. He's my favorite Canadian weirdo writer. He writes these really interesting stories that are they like take place in modern day life, but they're based on like American Indian and Celtic traditions, and it's just cool as heck. And I've met him several times, and he's a weirdo Capricorn like me. He's born on December 22nd, and he says he likes to tell people that he's 3 days older than God.
That's my birthday. That's my birthday.
Are you for real?
And I always say, me and Jesus, we're both Capricorns, and we're carpenters.
Sam at January 19th. I'm on the last day, and you're on the first day. You're super goaty. If you're on that first day, yeah, the closer, if you're born in that very first beginning of the sign, you're more like the sign. It's
Well, I shaved today, and I do have my goat going.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. All right, I got to go back here. I'm trying to send Ebon a picture because I gotta.
Well,
it's easier.
I think I'm just gonna go the full sci-fi route. I know it's lame, but Empire Strikes Back for the movie.
Okay.
I'd pick things in series because if I watch one, I kind of remember the rest in that series.
Yeah, I get it.
And then Dune by Frank Herbert. And I don't know if I read that. I've already read that maybe hundreds of times, but I could read it 100 more. But I'll always remember the sequels to it by just reading it, and then that just gets in my head. So that's it. It sucks.
I like it.
What album?
I'm still thinking about that album.
Yeah,
well, I could go. Another book I could go is Moby Dick, or In Dubious Battle, Steinbeck, which I told you about. Which, man, that one's one. If you want to learn about sort of just thinking about organizing, that's a good book. It just like teaches you just the way they thought, the way the guy was thinking. But and the movie, I kind of like Che. You ever see it? With
Benicio del Toro.
Yes, thank you. I was trying to think the guy's name. It's really excellent.
You mean Antonio Banderas?
No.
That commercial?
No.
Am I the only person here?
TV series that I loved was called Forever Night, and it was made in Canada for only 3 seasons. And it's about a vampire.
Yeah, that was a good series.
Vampire from he's 800 years old, and he decides to be a police officer for the Toronto Police Force because he's thinking about all the awful stuff he's done in his life. And so he's got the Lacroix. Nigel Bennett is so great in that role, and it's really fun. It's just kind of funny and tongue in cheek, but also kind of serious in tone too. It's just fun.
I think I almost picked the movie Gattaca. It's probably the most underrated sci-fi movie. Some people don't like it, I think, because it's a little slow.
Uma Thurman was in that?
Yeah, Uma Thurman.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
Wasn't it Ethan Hawke, I think?
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, that was good.
And, there's a couple of others that noticeable actors but I forget their names.
I like The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I thought that was an epic. And here's a good book. Here's a good book that I think you guys should. I've read it probably more times than any other book I've ever read. Here it comes. Ready? So, our author Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes, I love that. Anne Rice, I love Anne Rice. Interview with an Vampire. I've read that a bunch of times.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I totally dig her.
Okay, I got the.
I'm a Dean Koontz guy too.
I got the triggered version of this game.
Triggered.
What would you force other people to watch, to read, and instead of one album, it's one song that you'd have to listen over and over. You'd have to choose it for them. But say it's for someone you hate, like maybe it's Hillary Clinton or something.
It's
like,
a small world after.
Oh, no, so what this is like the stuff you stick them with on the island. Yes. Okay. And the idea is to gaslight people into craziness. All right.
Make them snap.
Mm-hmm.
Kafka. It has to be Kafka for the book. The movie. Oh man, there's so many great movies about people going crazy all by themselves. So that one's going to be tough.
One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's a good one.
Maybe a Stanley Kubrick movie or something, so they have to watch one of his movies over and over. His movies are good though, but they might drive you crazy.
A horror
I
movie.
think I got the perfect movie.
Oh, what's that?
Tie a yellow ribbon.
Wait.
What?
Spice World.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's brutal, but you know.
That's just wrong.
That would
That would probably ruin anyone's day.
if I saw the title, I would just shoot myself.
Just
Spice World.
Movie.
That's a horrible thing to do to somebody.
It depends on their taste. I mean, some people really hate movies I really love. So.
I was. Oh man.
Dave Matthews. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Throw at someone.
Either tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, or you light up my life.
You know, I've never seen those, and there's probably a good reason why.
No, those are songs, man. Those are songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know them damn songs. Tie a yellow ribbon around it.
Schmaltzy, maudlin songs.
Either that one, or I'm proud to be an American.
Oh,
that fucking song.
Tony Orlando and Don.
Another one about there's a couple like that, like really cheeseball, gung ho, I'm an American songs. Is like, oh, this is painful.
I've got the book. This will drive, I read this years ago, it'll drive anybody crazy if they have to read it more than once. Mr. Be Gone by Clive Barker. Anybody read that? It's written from a first person perspective, and it's about a demon. It's really good. It's kind of freaky, but if you have to read it more than once, it would really start to mess with your head.
I don't know if Angel's talking about a good song or a bad song, but I actually do like this one. Meatloaf, Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I could listen to that one over and over again.
That's a good one.
And it's got two parts that fit my voice just right.
Oh, for the song, you could do Psycho Circus by Kiss.
And the song, I mean, there's so many great songs to drive people crazy with. I used to have this guy I worked with that they drove him crazy because you could plan a song on him.
Yeah.
You could think up like a jingle from a TV commercial or something stupid. And he was like a heavy metal guy. So you'd walk by humming like, I always like hitting with the Carpenters. Because I dug the Carpenters, man. But hit him with the Carpenters, and it would drive him crazy because I think his mom liked the Carpenters or something. So he heard the music his whole life. And so every time I walked by, humming it or something, it was just playing into his brain. But man, and then a book, or I got my book, I got that, my movie.
Hey, you know who has 6 books that we could all read? We could all pick a book together. No, just have one for each. Sarah Palin has 6 freaking books.
What? That doesn't seem possible.
I'm looking at them. I was just going to torture. That's who I'd torture. You know.
That's horrible.
I don't know.
I'd torture a Democrat with her book.
My mind boggles thinking that woman could have anything going on in there to fill that much of a book. I don't know. It's just wow.
I would take a pair of scissors and cut all the words out.
How did you write a book?
Well, that's my thinking. If I just cut all the words out singularly, maybe if I sit there on a desert island, I could rearrange them until they make sense. You know?
Red is saying literally. How was she able to actually pick up a pencil and know how to use it properly?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. She screamed.
Maybe she had someone ghostwrite for her or something.
Of course.
She did. But I mean, I'm just imagining that poor woman or guy that had to write for her, and just figuring that her screaming on the other end a bunch of word salad that you're supposed to think is really important stuff. And, you know, if she doesn't see that part on it, you're in big trouble, you know. So, oh God, that would be like, I mean, just imagine that job as an author. That would be horrible. I mean,
I have a question.
You want me to write this? Are you sure? Okay.
I would just start doing the thing that you do with like, if I ever had a foreman that really pissed me off and he wasn't really that great, I'd just say, oh, okay, boss, whatever. And I'd just do whatever he told me to do. And I mean, he was bad. He was really bad.
Wow.
Anyhow, that one, yeah, you could really screw with the boss when the boss thinks that 0.50 of a foot is 5 inches. And so you could really screw with the guy that doesn't understand how tenths and hundredths of a foot work and how to do conversions. And so anyhow,
As an ex-drywaller, I'm telling you, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of cutting, a lot of ripping.
So wait, am I the only person here who's seen Quark?
What?
I don't know.
It was like a short-lived show about the dude. It was like the sheriff on the Space X9 or whichever one that was.
No, he was the intergalactic trash collector that went on misadventures with all his friends and like Star Wars and Star Trek spoofs.
Oh, I got one that's on YouTube for you guys. That's pretty funny. It's called Chad Vader.
Oh, I love those.
CHAD Vader, and it's Darth Vader's brother that it doesn't do as well as him, and so he's working in a department store. It's so fucking funny.
I've seen it. I love that. It's been a while, but yes.
I'm gonna have to check that out. Chad Vader.
Oh my gosh, have you guys seen?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
In a grocery store, convenience store, something like that. Yeah, it's I even tell you who did it. Let's see.
Have you guys seen Arlenauts on YouTube?
Yeah, I love Arlenauts.
Arlenauts is one of my favorites. Like especially like the first Star Wars minus Williams in the throne room. Like, if any of you guys haven't seen that, you need to look it up tonight and then just listen for Chewbacca, because whenever there's no music, it's the most awkward thing, watching all their faces, and then listen to Chewbacca.
The one I actually liked from Arlenauts is the one with Matthew McConaughey. You know how he does the Lincoln commercials? So he's just kind of sitting inside a little coffee or restaurant or something, just drinking and having his inner thoughts. It's pretty good.
You mean McConaughey inner thoughts?
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably the worst movie I've ever saw was Ishtar.
Oh wow,
Ishtar was
bad.
Because I was watching because it has two good actors at least. I think it was Dustin Hoffman and Martin Short, maybe.
I can think of one that was. I can think of one that was worse.
Batman Robin.
It's got Eddie Murphy and was it Dustin Hoffman?
Oh God, that one's got to be bad.
Best Defense. It was awful. It was supposed to be funny, and you're waiting for the laughs, and they never come. It was awful. I don't know what they were thinking.
I have a special hatred for M. Night Shyamalan.
Thank you. Like what movies?
But I will say that the thing about his stuff is it's so bad sometimes that it's just like I go watch them just because it's funny. The Happening, oh man, that's like my favorite.
I didn't understand
The Last Airbender.
Yeah, no.
Oh, The Last Airbender was disgusting.
They screwed it up. They screwed it up. They screwed it up.
They screwed that up so bad. I like that little series. That
Only
cartoon
Shyamalan could do. I say that he writes in what I call barnacle talk.
Someone in the chat said Ghostbusters.
None of it sounds natural. None of the dialogue sounds natural. Remember that one about the devil that he did where the devil's like pranking people on an elevator? It's like, all right, the Lord of Darkness, you got nothing better to do than hang out on an elevator and goose people, I guess. And then what was The Lady in the Water? Oh man, no, those
was painful to watch.
They're fun to laugh at though. Like I'll put them on because it's so bad. It's so good. It's so bad.
I think the worst movie I've ever seen was The Force Awakens for sure.
Oh God, yeah. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Have you heard the what was it? It was a routine. He apologized for it, but I thought it was great. Pat, what's his name? Pat. I'm thinking his name's Patrick or Pat is. Oh hell, he was on. He was like one of. Everybody Loves Raymond. He was like one of his friends. Oh shit! You know the comedian. If I told you, there you go. Thank you. The routine he did about I'd like to kill and bury George Lucas with a shovel. I think it's called. That is exactly my whole Star Wars. Those first 3 movies they put out. Yeah, that's war. Let's put it this way: the movies they put out after the Star Wars movies, and then they put out those 3 movies that were like Lucas's, I don't know, midlife crisis, some kind of, I don't know what his whole. He got into that hole. He's going to do mythic movies, and originally I saw him on a talk show like Mike Douglas back in the day or something. And he talked about that movie, and he wanted that movie to be a fun, just sort of swashbuckler movie. He wasn't looking for some deep, dark lesson,
right?
That was like super. So, after he got some acclaim and 87 different, professors came up to him and say, "Is this the reason why you did this?" And he could shake his head and say, "Well, don't tell anybody, but yes," and stuff like that. That's what he does. A
lot of the stuff that was good, I think. His original source material was changed quite a bit, and
yeah,
I think a lot of people who made it better is what made it classic. And then George Lucas made his own version of the prequels. That was horrible. So
that's why when you watch all the behind the scenes stuff, like on the first one, he's working with his wife and all his friends and his colleagues that are all equals because he hasn't made it yet.
Yeah.
And so everyone kind of is like, "George, are you really sure that's a good idea? Are you sure that'll work?" But then whenever after 30 years, whenever he's making the prequels, everyone's like, "Yes, George, yes," and they're all like bowing down and like fanboying.
Yeah, fandom. Fandom has gotten way too far this nowadays.
It was really cool that Disney like bought it off of because he would have killed it, and it's a sad thing would see to be killed, and I think it's good to hand it off to other artists to try to put their touch on it.
Yeah.
What do you think, James?
Rogue One, I thought was really
Okay,
good.
so we're talking about crappy movies, but I know that everybody here has seen a movie that if you were the director, you would do 1,000 times better. I mean, there are these producers that have these $200 million budgets and $150 million budgets, and they've got all this CGI and all this crap, but it's like they parts of the movie kind of making sense, and the next thing you know, you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Waterworld. Waterworld.
Yeah, Waterworld. I mean, a good example is like, who saw Chappie? Anybody endure Chappie? Ever heard of Chappie?
No.
I wanted to see it until I read the review.
It was a foreign movie. I think it was made in India. I don't know, but there's lots of movies out there that I'll walk out going, "Oh my god!"
You really wonder how they got a budget for it. I mean, they pitched this thing, and someone said, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." Go ahead. I'll hand you.
Don't they read the screenplay? I mean, don't they check? Don't they? Just because you're a big name producer or director.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the funding. I understand that, but somebody needs to really rake these screenplays over and the script, and it's just sad when I see a huge budget movie just turn into crap at the very end or during the entire movie.
Well, that's what Jurassic World, like I really was digging it up until the very end whenever all the dinosaurs started working together and not eating each other. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm a
by the way, that Chad Vader thing's on Blame Society. That's the name of the channel.
Start watching that. That looks funny.
No, I've already got that set up on my YouTube. I'm going to be watching it.
What's a movie that you hated that everybody else you knew loved and you couldn't say anything about it because they're like, I can't believe you don't like that movie?
Force Awakens, for sure.
Or what one I would redo, like you said. Oh man, if I could redo a movie. Well, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. If you could redo the first 3 Star Wars movies, but not that. I mean, that was an easy one. Let's pick something.
I hated Titanic, and everybody I knew at the time loved it. Absolutely loved it. I couldn't.
Triggered.
How do you?
You just
I hated Titanic, and I'm like the only girl that did.
How do you make that movie as long as it was? I mean, I wanted to fall asleep like halfway through it. It was horrible. I was waiting for the ship to finally sink. That's how.
Where's the iceberg? Where's the iceberg? Where's the iceberg?
Speaking of James Cameron, I'd redirect Avatar for sure.
Oh, Avatar.
Smurfs.
I liked Avatar. Oops, I guess that would be that movie.
Avatar was a mixture of Pocahontas and Fern Gully and Last of
Yeah.
and a million other things. It was crazy derivative.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not much to expect from the dude, but you know, it's eye candy. That's it. Other than that,
That's what it was.
It was basically Dune with a lot of CGI.
Yeah, it didn't get me.
I think if I had to endure the movie on the desert island, that the person was watching to drive crazy, so I had to do it too. I know I can do this one. Any one of the Herbie movies, I've seen them all 400 times. By the time my son was like old enough to start watching something else, I saw the movies a lot of times. So I would say that one would drive like one of the second or the third one, not the good first one, but the second or third one, just to really sink it in. Like Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. You know?
I have that movie on my computer.
I like that movie. That was a great movie.
I got it. I have it in the. I'm sure I have a VHS of it. Hey man, I own two. I always own an extra VCR from Goodwill because I've got 1,000 tapes, and at any time, plus it's like my instant Big Lebowski machine.
Yeah.
It's like sole purpose. So like that's the movie I guess I'd watch. Is The Big Lebowski.
I love that one.
I just figured it out. Great music, good movie.
It was a great
Are the
movie.
dude.
Any of you guys still have a Betamax in your house?
Don't think I ever had
No.
one.
Probably worth
I can't
cash.
tell you, but I can tell you an island, a movie that I would be with on an island, The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
That's a good movie. That is actually, I actually dig that movie.
yep.
I liked it.
I mean, which character would? A question for everyone: which character would you be?
What? Say
Like
that
out of,
again, Eric.
out of all the 5 teenagers,
Oh, that's a good question.
which one would you be?
Yeah, see, I was an amalgam of them, man. I mean, you know, I could have been. I mean, I wouldn't have been the little mousy dude because I wasn't like him, but I had smarts. I could, you know, do okay at school, but like the jack dude and this stoner, I would be like them plus a little bit of the weird woman. The one that actually, I think she was gorgeous.
Ali
What's her
Sheedy.
name?
Ali Sheedy.
Yeah. Oh God, she was gorgeous. I mean, that's like she's like my age, man. Oh, she was.
I'm hungry for some M&M sandwiches right now.
Ooh.
M&M sandwiches.
What's that?
M&M sandwiches.
It was in the Breakfast Club.
After Hours with Ebon. It says After Hours with Evan Kim, and here we are sitting like this is some sort of adult show. You know, everybody's smoking pipes and stuff. We're talking about Herbie movies and M&M sandwiches.
It's like the scenes in That 70s Show where they pass it around.
Yeah, except for when the parents are doing it, they're going in real close to the camera.
So that was a great series.
Yeah, that was a good show.
really good series. But here's the thing about that series you guys may not have noticed is when they started panning to each person, 3 or 4 of them in the round table, they didn't add smoke until like the 2nd or 3rd season.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
those
just
guys-
implied.
Yeah. Once everybody was okay and they figured it out, they're like, just put the smoke in there.
I remember, but see, that was the way it was, man. You went home like my old man was just another version of Red, you know? And so imagine me tripping on in the door, like, you know, 14 years old, feeling all right. I come in the door and my dad's standing there and like, not really, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't waiting for me or anything. It was just like I came through the door, he happened to be there. That would freak me out because I would think at that moment he was waiting for me. So I'm like, what? You know, instantly since I come through the door, plus he's doing that face thing on me where he's moving back and forth. So yeah, that whole scene, that whole 70s show, that was sort of life for us, man.
Yeah, the old red foot, the old Red Foreman foot in the ass. That was always
Yeah.
my house. The threat if you were in trouble.
Yeah. Either that or if you were making noise, you know, like you had a kazoo or something, my old man would say, grease it, you know, which basically was his nice way of saying, shove it up your ass, you know. That was.
Oh, so were there any tricks that you guys did to fool your parents to get out of the house and do stuff? Like,
wow.
My friend of mine, he used to get forced to do cello lessons. So what he would do is record himself doing a cello lesson, and then when we'd come and say, "Hey, come on, let's go out," he would play it and leave the house, so his dad would think he's playing.
That is sneaky.
Yeah.
I was never forced to do music or to do stuff like that. Never.
Same here.
Yeah.
Seeing as for another year, I'll still be under the roof of my mother. I probably shouldn't divulge my secrets of how I escape.
Yeah, don't be telling them. They'll put a deadbolt on your door, man, and when they tell you, don't be doing that. Never give up. You know, never give up any secrets. Never brighten up a sucker.
Oh,
you know?
The only thing I can say is I've only actually snuck out once, and it was back when I was still in a relationship.
I could say I could say I never snuck out of my house. I mean, it wasn't like it was always like, hey, I'm going out and I'll see you if it was on a Friday, if I saw you Sunday, but I'd always call. I had a toothbrush. I had a toothbrush in back then everybody was wearing like army jackets and stuff. I had a toothbrush in my army jacket. Yeah, I could crash in the bushes. It didn't matter. I was pretty freaking animalish at that point, But I don't think I ever, but I've snuck out of a couple of houses, But that was a different situation.
Oh, I got the hiccups now. That sucks.
Hey, to solve the hiccups, I have a sure solution. It's better than anyone else's. So you breathe in and you hold it and don't let it out. Breathe in more, hold it, don't let it out. Breathe in more. So you keep doing that until you have to let your breath out. But by the time you do it maybe twice, your hiccups will be gone.
Wow.
Wow.
I
just did that.
Sometimes I have to actually burp mine out.
But I always thought, you held your breath 10. So you held your breath for 10 seconds. Drank like 4 big gulps of water. So I always drank like a glass of water and then go away. But another way my brother always uses is like a package of sugar, just one package of sugar, put it on your tongue and like rub it on the top of your mouth, and that stops your hiccups. At least does for him. Oh, and I mean, he's a big boy. He'd have some like wild ass hiccups. And I'm telling you, it was like driving with somebody who had to pee. So he could find a 7-Eleven or something to whip into and run in there and grab some sugar and eat the sugar. Holy shit, he'd have the hiccups.
What's the crazy?
It's such a rare thing that I ever get hiccups, but whenever I do, it's always for 3 days straight. It's the most amazing thing in the world.
Whoa.
Wow.
I used to be that way whenever I was young.
That can't be.
Yeah, what's weird is when you're pregnant and your baby has hiccups. It is the strangest feeling ever.
Oh my word.
That can happen.
Wow.
That happens.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. It's just a muscle. It's just a muscle spasm. Is all it is. So it makes sense.
What's weird is right before my son was born, I watched Alien Covenant. So when you watch an alien movie before you see a live birth.
Why do you do that to yourself?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
See, that's how I explained a C-section to my little brother. He has autism. I was like, you've seen Alien, right? You know the chest burster scene? That's basically what a C-section is. Just, with doctor supervision.
Tell him your little baby brother is like some little thing crawling across the floor, gonna suck on somebody's face.
Yep.
What was the? Oh, Wales.
Oh, do you guys remember Spaceballs?
Oh, I love Spaceballs.
That's the best movie ever.
That's the movie that's the movie I could be stuck on an island with right there.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite line is? Where they go into like, to prevent the self-destruct button, they just go in there. It's like, out of order. Fuck. Even in the future, nothing works.
I like Blazing Saddles. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was
probably
the most epic movie.
My favorite line from Spaceballs was Sergeant Major Philip Asshole, and he's like, "What? Who else in here is an asshole?" He's like, "Great, I knew I was surrounded by assholes."
Keep firing, assholes!
Young Frank.
That was really funny.
I worked with a black guy on one job, and every time the boss, we were both apprentices. Every time the boss says something, do something, I'd say, "Don't waste a hand cart, send him." We would both bust up laughing as we're walking along because we were always doing crap jobs. That was what you do when you're apprentice.
Oh wow!
Did you guys ever see Police Academy?
Oh yeah.
Long time.
I saw Police Academy in a theater, man. So
That's my favorite character.
I saw
Michael Winslow.
I saw Willy Wonka in a theater.
Yep. So did I.
What, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or whatever the original one was called with Gene Wilder?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. That was one that I could watch a few times. You know.
My favorite quote from Willy Wonka, and the whole movie to me is still epic, is when he says, I think they're drinking the fizzy lifting juice or something, and he goes, candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. I was like,
one of those kids movies that
yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
Kids movies.
I like the one where Veruca or whoever it was is doing something. He goes, no, please stop. that just kills me, man.
The whole boat ride. I mean, give me a break. It's like, no, it's like really, it's creepy.
And you know, they didn't know what they didn't know what that set looked like when they walked through the doors. They didn't let any of the actors in until the day of that shoot. So when they opened the doors, that was the first time they ever saw it.
That was actually the surprise. Was a real surprise.
Yeah.
There's like the line from the new movie where he was talking about selling the ticket and like the grandpa was like, oh, why would you want to trade that for something so common as money? They print that every day. You never get a golden ticket every day. And I never even thought about it like that. Like money is just so common. Like they do. They can print that whenever they want.
And it's one of 5 or however many tickets. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you can print it whenever you want, unless you're Greece, right?
Augustus Gloop, the pride of Bavaria. And the other line I love in that movie is when he says, these are cap guns, but I'm going to get real 45s someday. And his dad looks at him and says, not to your 12, son.
Oh, speaking of terrible movies that you'd like to curse someone with, what about the original Fast and the Furious movie with all of its awful music?
Oh wow, I never saw that.
Never did that one.
Oh
no.
It's like I've stayed away from the Fast and Furious movies, the Transformers movies, the Sharknado movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I did see Sharknado. I gotta admit, I watched one of the reruns of it. Yeah, I had to watch it.
Was it any good, or was it a good bad?
Just to say you did it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean, it was like it was okay. I mean, they went for camp, and they did a good job. But they could have done camp a little better, I think. But look at the actors they were working with. So.
Yeah. Good point.
I've never even seen it, so I steer away. I steer away. Here's one thing: I like steering away from so much.
I'll tell you a couple movies if you've never seen them. The Bank Dick with W.C. Fields, and what's the other one? Bank Dick, and there's another one with W.C. Fields. They're both hysterical movies.
Oh, anything with Mae West. Oh my word.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, My Little Chickadee. That was the other one. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here's a good one. Favorite Stephen King book movie?
The Stand.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile. Those are going to be two tough ones.
Dolores Claiborne was the two.
I liked Misery.
Oh yeah.
And I like Stand By Me.
Yeah, that's true. Stand By Me is.
I go against the grain. I go against the grain and say the TV version of The Stand.
Yeah, I was.
Hit and miss. Yeah, some of it was all right. If it had better editing and but yeah, I know there were parts of it I liked. Yeah.
It was just a little deeper than his other movies. I mean, if I didn't do that one, I'd have to go with shoot. The snow one.
The Shining.
Thank you.
Oh, The Shining was pretty cool.
with Jack Nicholson. I mean, I know they remade it.
Movie.
Yeah, usually, see, I'm a huge Stephen King fan, and like for a while there, I was keeping up with, whatever he wrote, I was reading. But like usually, if I liked the book, I didn't like the movie, and if I liked the movie, the book was awful. So, The Shining was one of the few exceptions where I liked both of them.
There's a good torture. There's a good torture movie though for somebody. It's Maximum Overdrive. If you got to watch Maximum Overdrive over and over again, that would drive you crazy.
Movie.
When I lived in Oregon, I had to go play for a wedding up at the hotel where they shot the establishing footage for The Shining, the exterior. When you see the hotel, that's what you see. So I go play a wedding there, and I drive up, and it's in the snow, and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's at the Shining Hotel."
Yeah, because that's
a wedding there. I'm like, this isn't creepy or nothing.
That's actually the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park.
In Mount Hood. Yeah.
That's no, it's up in Estes Park, Colorado. That's where my brother lives.
The interior was.
The interior
is. Exterior is.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that which lodge was that?
Well, I can't remember. Is it? I know it's up on Hood and it's in the snow.
Well, then it's Mount Hood Lodge. It's what it is.
It's not, the interior is different than the. These two different.
That was in the. Yep.
The one in Oregon is
Stanley's haunted.
See it,
supposedly haunted.
Oh no, it's haunted. I mean, at least my locals way. I trust the locals. When the locals got the heebie-jeebies about something, I got the heebie-jeebies about it.
Pretty much.
I would tell you, you want to hear a creepy story? Here's a creepy story.
Ooh.
Me and my buddy, we'd go fishing. We'd go out in his canoe and we'd go fishing. So we decided we'd go out in this lock. It was closed off lock where they move the boats through. And so me and him, we're in this canoe, and all of a sudden the canoe started moving a little bit, and it moves towards this one stump that's just sitting there. And we both looked at each other, and I'm honest to God, we both looked at each other, said the same thing. We went, ooh, because it was both spooky. It was like, oh, that's just something that happened. Yeah, but it was spooky. Then I learned from reading a book from, I'm thinking the dude's name was Michael Adams. He was in Reading, Pennsylvania. He wrote all about all these haunted places in the area, and that was one of them that I never knew about. It was this little girl that died, and there was supposedly like weird shit happened there, and neither one of us knew a thing about it.
Yeah. I've definitely had some weird brushes and strange encounters in my life. I'm kind of sensitive to it. I have to actually be a little bit careful about like things I watch that are, really too real or really about things that are on the border, because it's just like, it doesn't feel good. It really doesn't feel good. It's like,
So who's a ghost enthusiast? Anybody who's a ghost enthusiast?
I call myself a ghost enthusiast, but boy, when I was younger, I was super sensitive. I mean, I would pick up all kinds of stuff in old homes around the South.
Clairvoyance sensitive. Clairvoyance sensitive.
Well, I'm an astrologer and read tarot cards.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that? Of course.
You are closed on the weekends, right?
Who played with the Ouija board when they were a kid?
I wouldn't.
The story behind the Ouija board is one of the greatest stories I've ever heard in my life. I don't know if you know it.
Tell it.
I can't remember the whole thing. I wouldn't do it justice. They did a dollop on it on that podcast I was telling you about last night, the dollop, and they did an episode on the Ouija board and how it got started. But that was the way that it got started was a kind of insane story.
I hung out with like guys that were their parents were like evangelicals kinds of people, and I mean they were all That's why I'm telling you, man, parents, young parents out there, or people are going to be parents someday, do not, I mean, I trust me, I may not look like tons, but where I ended up is compared to where other people ended up that had like this straight upbringing. those guys were like shady as hell, man. And so, but so never like hitting your kids or like being like extra tight with your kids, because they will get sneaky. Trust me, man. I can. You give me a bag and I can hide it from a freaking dog and a prison guard, man. So it's just a general.
Has anyone dived into some weird stuff? Like, the biggest thing I did maybe as a kid is I went to the public library and read books about self-hypnosis after watching a street hypnotist. So I changed everything from I to the third person or second person. I forget which. So I hypnotized my friends, and it works.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. It was crazy. But yeah, hypnosis works.
You have to also be willing to open yourself up to it. If somebody really doesn't want to be, they can actually just say no. It's very much if you're willing to be led.
Yeah,
and some people aren't. Some people aren't susceptible to it.
There's a quick trick that stage hypnotists do to make sure that you're more susceptible. Like one of them is look up and see how much of the white of the eyes that they have. But another weird thing is after you hypnotize someone, every time that they get hypnotized and they come out of it, they never think that they were hypnotized. Right. And you could have all these witnesses saying, yeah, you were hypnotized. And they'll always say, no, I wasn't.
I can't.
They did that at my high school. They did that at my high school. Brought a guy in and thought it was like left. They had this poor guy, every time he would say like chicken or something, the guy would run would ask to be excused and would go to the hallway and drink water. He would be thirsty. So this poor guy like drank water like 72 times and everybody laughs at him, And I'm thinking to myself, looking back on that, and even at the time, it seemed like a pretty dick move,
Yeah, he's gonna be in the bathroom for like an hour.
Well, exactly. The poor kid, he was like overhydrated too, So I mean, it was a weird. That's a weird thing to do at a high school, but trust. I didn't go to a regular high school. I went to a regular public high school, but my public was like way different from what you guys get public schools now. My public school was like an area high school, and it was like the area of it was gigantic. You'd take huge bus rides to get there, and then, but I mean, like you guys all nowadays, like if you carry. If you go like this, you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody in high school walked around with like, hails bells! I got one of them. A big ass buck knife on their.
Nice.
Yeah, we walked around with one of these on all the time.
Yeah.
And and every half kids when it came fall after like middle of October. Everybody had guns in their car.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but nobody ever shot each other. I mean, never at my high school.
Yeah.
Well, so my granddad used to tell me stories about whenever he was in elementary school, the kids would be sharpening knives on the bottom of their boots in class.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was, it was like a different experience. Like the one day where we just bang. Bang. And one of the shop teachers had got with another teacher, and they built this old, like an old style chest of drawers. And they had set it way out on the hill, and they were taking a shotgun with light bird shot in it, and they were shooting it from a distance. It would put boreholes in it, like it had worms in it, so it'd get really cool wormholes. But they were doing this out back of high school, during school. So yeah, I mean, when I say it was different, man.
Talking about hypnosis, I remember the movie
Office Space. That's also a good movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, great movie.
For the island game. Yeah, I also so I tested a lot of hypnosis stuff on one of my friends, and he was one that I never took him fully out of hypnosis.
Oh shit.
And he was probably the most chill guy after that. It was just like Office Space, really. He's like, yeah, I don't care.
I've worked in a lot of different new age bookstores, as you might imagine, and I mean, I've run into all kinds of people. You know, it's like the way that I do astrology and work is a lot more practical and common sense. But there's a lot of just people that I would consider just really shysters. I mean, they're just telling people whatever they want to hear. And I remember the last place that I worked after I left and started doing my own readings, you know, from home and just doing it on my own. I had so many people come to me and they're like, I've been to every psychic and reader at that place, and you're the only one that ever got anything right. So you're the one I'm going to come back to. I'm like, darn, it's really bad. It's like, I just feel bad for people that kind of get sucked in by it, and you know, meet unscrupulous people that really charge a lot of money and they believe it, and it's just, I don't know, it's the same as like, you know, evangelists or televangelists saying to send money to Jesus.
Did you ever watch the show The Mentalist?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a pretty good show. You might like it. It's kind of about a guy, and he's a good actor. He's one of those guys, and then he says something on public television in an interview about this serial killer, I guess, and then the serial killer kills his wife and his newborn, and so he works with the CFI. It's like California Bureau of Investigation, CBI, and a lot of it's solving crimes using his approach. It's kind of predictable. Like I always guess
it's a little
it
bit
quite
like
right.
Medium, maybe a little bit like Medium.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. But it's really good. I think
I like that show. Medium
This
was
is an
pretty good.
example of like one of my printed charts, and you know, that's kind of what I use. I use a program called Kepler, and you know, it just lays out each piece of it, and it's really awesome. I mean, this is where the sun sign would be. It's called the rising sign. That's on the eastern horizon when you're born. That's why it's important to have the time of day. And a lot of people don't have it. Sometimes they're like, I don't know, I was born in a plane or something. You know, it's just weird stuff. But each section of the chart relates to a part of your life. You know, whether it's your identity, your career, your home environment, your relationships, inner psychology, your spiritual life, your money, the way you communicate, etc., the way you're creative or not. I mean, it's all kind of in there, and certain things have more focus than others.
So,
do they have the Powerball numbers in there?
I wish. Hey,
don't worry about it.
If they had that, I wouldn't be having to read charts anymore.
Got a ticket. I got a ticket. It's mine. It's all mine. Well,
nice.
It's mine and my wife's.
Okay, good. So, as you guys have been hearing a little beep every once in a while, I am subliminally feeding you guys information to buy products from me soon.
Oh, okay.
I'll take five. I'll take 5.
And I want the dark chocolate one with nuts.
Right. Okay. So I think a while back they were saying that on the radio or somewhere, or they're threatening it. I don't know, but they were telling people that the Russians or terrorists were sending subliminal messages throughout the airways to hypnotize us or to plant seeds in our minds.
I think that sort of idea has been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's been around for a long, long time, but I think recently, I mean, they do that automatically through advertising in a sense, you know, they brand everything. But
well, I think that's probably just more this Red Scare crap, you know, because, like, I mean,
yeah,
all these marketing companies and, like, the CIA, they've all played around with subliminal messaging, and usually it doesn't really do much.
Wow.
I was watching back, I can't even remember how old I was, but it was back after we'd gotten a VCR, you know, when they were like brand new. technology, and we taped wrestling, like when it was super big, when Hulk Hogan was like huge and everything.
The Ultimate Warrior.
And then one break, like I noticed it flashed by, and I noticed it like right away. My sister, she's like the kind of person that could feel an earthquake when nobody else does.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, like she noticed it too. So we back up, we like clicked through it, and on one frame there was a picture of like somebody that came out, like survived from the death camps. It was just like a headshot of them.
But
It was like, you talk about like you go out of like, it was just like Macho Man Randy Savage screaming into a mic, and then they go to commercial, and in between Randy Savage and like Drain and the Drano ad is this picture of this thing, of this person. And it was just, if like we had, if we, like now it would be on YouTube, and at some point you could probably pick it out, and somebody could do a search and that knows how to do that crap. But anyhow, I mean, it was one of those spooky things, not something you'd expect to see in between frames.
About 25 years ago, there was, if you've ever lived in Southern California, there's a company called the Green Burrito that's now partnered up with Carl's Jr. on this side of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the Green Burrito, when they first came out, they had like 2 locations, and then they finally got this commercial to be sent out. And they would talk about their burritos, real quick commercials, like a 15-second commercial. And then every like 3 or 4 seconds, this green dot would appear in a dark screen in the middle. And everybody's like, what the hell was that? But they finally explained the reason for that after a few months of airing it, was that green is the color of intimacy. And they knew that people would remember the commercial more than any other commercial, which is still true to this day, that if I bring up the commercial or with anybody, they would go, yeah, fuck, I remember that commercial. It's an unforgettable thing. That's what branding does. And it's a subliminal branding, so I don't know what, and I think I've seen little flashes of something in commercials, or I don't know, in the past, like you've seen, Broken, in your I could have swore I've seen something like that. Just flash, some kind of weird image, or maybe something said, or displayed. I'm pretty sure.
What would be interesting? What would be interesting to see if that happened on what is it? The Geico commercials, where they have 2 styles of commercials.
Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah. It would be cool to look at those, because it would be, if you were going to do that, that would be a perfect place to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're brainwashed every day. I mean, I talked about the first night I was with you guys.
Yep.
Because of the marking and all that stuff. And now I've been branded by astrology so much, I'm starting to believe it.
Yeah, the color scheme that I have for After Hours, yeah, that's why you guys keep coming back.
That's what it is.
It sucks me in.
Now it all makes sense.
What is your astrology, James? Do you know your basic stuff, like your moon sign and rising and all that?
I'm a Aries with a bad moon rising. No, I don't know.
Jackass rising.
Yeah. No, I don't know anything. I really don't know much about it. I do know that I had one of those pie charts done, or whatever you showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that showed, that was kind of accurate, which was kind of surprising to me.
Well, the thing about that too is that, that basic natal chart, that's only a shot of like the sky at your birth, right? So that stays fixed. But the thing that happens, of course, is the planets aren't static. The universe isn't just going to sit there. So different things, will move, and you get a transit chart that's a wheel inside a wheel. So it's got the outside wheel that shows you where things are moving across. And so you get different themes, different challenges, different stuff that will hit you at different times. And that's why you might have a really good year or a really challenging year, or, just a period of time.
I'll take
where
5, James.
Or, times when things are really flowing well. To me, the reason that astrology is helpful is because I can kind of look at, it's just measuring energy. That's all it is. It's just measuring the kind of energetic flow or patterns that you have coming at you. And if you know that something is more in a standstill pattern, you're not going to push forward then. You're going to wait and hang in there until things get a little bit more open to that. And that's when you take action.
Okay, so like you're saying, if a solar flare is blasting through 93,000 miles away, 93 million miles, just wherever, how far it is.
Right.
Blasting through space. I just need to like not go forward a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
No.
So like, don't make any important decisions during a solar flare. Is that what you're talking about?
In that case, I would say just hang in there and be prepared to be one.
Yeah, so just stay calm. I know what you're saying. So this kind of pertains to a lot of people saying that, there's a plan, things happen for a reason, it's already preset.
But see, I don't think that that's necessarily true.
Is that part of astronomy?
I don't have a fatalistic interpretation of astrology, and it's kind of interesting because in the old days, astronomy and astrology were basically linked. Like I know Jenny Lynn, that's one of our chat people, her Twitter name is Hypatia, and back in those days, astronomy and astrology were basically similar. They didn't really separate them like they are now. But yeah, no, it's to me, the thing is, I'm not fatalistic about it, because when you look at any sort of planetary pattern, whether it's challenging or whether it's free flowing, there's always a pro and con to it, right? There's always pros and cons, and you can look at that and say, well, if I continue this pattern, this is probably what I'm going to get. Or I can start to alter my behavior. I can start to change what I'm doing again and again, which isn't working, and go a different route. It can really make you self-aware to kind of say, here's what's going on with me. Like I have Venus in Pisces. That's my relationship stuff. So even though I got all that Capricorn, which is very practical and common sense, when it comes to my heart, when it comes to relationships, I'm kind of a sucker, like for a sad story or somebody that's kind of down on their luck. So I have to kind of watch out for that, because it's like you can't help every single person that's hurting. And sometimes that's not the best thing to do anyway. And then I just found out Carpenter is a very early degree Capricorn. He's the first day. He's a winter solstice baby. So he's super goat. He's super goaty. And Capricorns, they're weird people. They really kind of defy stereotyping, because we're just kind of unusual. We do our own thing. We're not really joiners. We're very, very suspicious of anything that sounds a little too good to be true, And we can really tend to depression. If we don't have something to work on, we get really down really easy.
That sounds like me, but I don't think that I'm whatever you said you guys are.
What's your birthday?
November 25th.
Oh, wow. So you're early Sagittarius.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim Morrison, I liked what he said. He said, I'm a Sagittarius, but I don't believe in astrology. I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Sounds like something I would say.
Yeah, Sagittarians, talk about like famous Sagittarians, Mark Twain, Winston Churchill, Bruce Lee, they're very truthful people. They're seeking the ultimate truth.
You want to hear my favorite Winston Churchill quote?
Tell me.
All right, so Winston Churchill was drunk at a party, right? And a woman came up to him, like a stateswoman. She came up to him and she said, "Winston, you're drunk." And he said, "I may be drunk and you may be ugly, but tomorrow when I wake up, I'll be sober and still be ugly."
I like the horns. He's starting to take it serious. Now he really does look like Pan. Hey, you look like the skater,
All right. So, these are real. These are the real thing too. I used to have a bigger set. I had a Chevy Metro,
Oh wow.
one of those little tiny 3-cylinder cars.
Yeah.
Because I decided I was going back and forth to Portland. It was like hour and a half, 2.5 hours. So I end up like getting this, rather than drive my pickup truck, I get this little car. And right after I got it, I'm coming down this hill and I hit a deer. I just grazed it. Or no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. The first thing I did to it was rear-ended a truck that was just like the one I'd gotten rid of. And all I did was bent his bumper a little bit, but like it smashed the whole front end and the hood was all bent up. But the thing about it is the engine was sideways. So everything was cool on it. So I had to drive, go pick up my son, and I go pick up my son. He was at like football practice or something. I'm late as hell. He gets into this car with a bent up thing. So I get home and I get a come along and pull out the front, and I take the hood off and take it up a field, stomp on it, and smacking it with bars and hammers to get off. And I get it pretty well, It looked like you ever see the movie Slapshot, where the driver of the bus is standing there and he's whacking big holes in the side of the bus, and the coach for the Paul Newman comes walking up to him. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm making it look mean." So I'm done. I had to pull it was dark by the time I got it to the point where I had to like fix the latch, which was the hardest part, was getting everything lined up. So I'm fixing that latch. Wow. And I look up on the wall of my barn, and I've got a skull with like big horns on it from one of my big bucks.
Oh wow.
And so I took that and I just drilled a hole through the hood and took a big carriage bolt and bolted that up. So for a while I was the dude driving around Portland with the goat horns in the front of a green Metro.
Yeah, I can't imagine why they gave you a lot of trouble.
You know what? I got pulled over once by a cop in that car, and I got released right away. He was following me all the way from like where I lived almost. He lived up on Daybreak, up nearby where I lived.
Uh-huh.
And he was a Portland cop, a Portland motorcycle cop.
Oh, wow.
And that fuzz followed me, and I'm in the morning. First off, there was only one thing that the stereo was good for, was it was always turned up, and it had like the little thing I could slide in or I could put tapes in. And otherwise, I didn't even touch it other than to change tapes,
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just driving down the road, and I've got music blaring, and I look over to the side of me, it's a fucking cop. And I went, oh, God. You got to understand, when I was drinking, the back of my car was, filled with beer cans. It was beer cans and my clothing from work, because when it rained in Portland, you'd have to change your clothes.
I know.
So I looked like I'd be wearing a bandana every morning, so I'd look like a crazy homeless person driving this car, And he saw me every day, so he knew I was going to work. But man, he says, just drive a little careful, because I was spaced the hell out, Otherwise, man, I've been pulled. I should say I've been pulled over twice, both times.
Yeah.
One time, I know there was, had she gotten on me just a little bit, I'd have been screwed.
Yeah.
Because there was no way I was within like 3 times the legal limit at that point. I know it. But I was always good at like hopping out and bullshitting with them. And it was a problem with my tags. And I said, oh man, it was like I put the wrong sticker on each vehicle. Like my wife handed me one, and I thought it was for the truck or the car, and I put it on it, or whatever. And so I ended up with this cop pulling me over. And the other thing about my car was when you rolled down the window, it smelled like the back of an old bar, just that smell of sour beer. So I don't know how in the hell I got out of this ticket. I mean, it was just like, BS and sort of.
The horn.
You were saying yes or no, sir, right? Yes or no, sir?
Basically, I'm always, oh yeah, man, I'm just, hey, everything's groovy, officer. If I got to tell you a ticket, my wife gave me a sticker. I screwed it up. Man, tell me I got to get a ticket for this. She said, no, I'll tell you what, I'll write you up a warning. You got to get it checked out. So we did all that, But yeah, brother, I don't, no. I mean, if I'm at a protest, that's different. If I'm at a protest and they're just the next RoboCop in line, they don't get no quarter from me.
Yeah.
So I've never had a bad experience. I've had friends I've had a buddy that's been tased when he was like 23 twice. And then he got tased when he was about 20. I've known the kid since I was like 9 years old. And
blind guy?
No, he got tased like 2 or 3 times when he was younger. Because he was foul mouthed. It was just an idiot.
Oh.
And then he got tased recently at like the age of 49 because he was just going off on a cop. And I'm like, dude, when are you going to learn? But every time he got tased, he got a settlement. I think.
Geez.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what happened to that "Don't Tase Me, Bro" guy? Remember he got tased at some event.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about. It was, I think, down in. I think that one was like Berkeley campus or something. It was like a campus cop.
I'll be right back.
I know the guy you talk about. I just don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Okay. I got one. When you live in a small town, the cops don't got people to pick. They don't got no black people. They got very few Hispanic people. So they got young people, and people with long hair to pick on.
True that.
So, I had this buddy of mine. We worked. We did this job. We would spend all day long. We would take slate chalkboards off the walls in schools, and we'd go in a closed down classroom, and we'd put them in a big aluminum tank, and we'd just put a little bit of water in, so just skim over it, and we'd use wet dry sandpaper, and we'd hand sand that thing back down to a nice shine, finish it up with pumice. They would look like brand new slate chalkboards, and then we'd take them back in and we'd put them in place. And it was all a lot of lifting with one hand holding up a big hunk of slate, and your other hand's under it. So you learn not to drop it. And so we all had like animal grips, And so this little dude, he was like one of them guys. He was just like you're saying, he always gonna get in trouble, Cops, one thing is, he'd go out on a weekend and get loaded. The cops would see him, they'd try to pull him over. And then he'd go take him on a chase on the back roads. Well, this one time they catch him on the back roads, 2 cops. And they had his hands behind his back. And somehow he had gotten a hold of one of the cops and actually threw him off of like a bank. kicked the other cop and like put him down. And so they take him in front of the judge, and these 2 cops say, he assaulted us and this and that. And the judge is looking at them, and he's looking at Bones, and Bones is like 5'8" maybe. I mean, he's not very tall. He's decently built, but not very big. And the judge looked at him and goes, "Case dismissed." She didn't believe him. She didn't believe the cops. It was so great.
Yeah, so this guy that I've known for a long time, he's been in trouble. But the thing is he's not an idiot. I just said for some reason he's white. He's not super educated, but he has a pretty successful business, a construction business. He's a contractor, and he's been doing well for a long time. And then And then, 25, 30 years go by and he's been fine. And then all of a sudden he's in some altercation and he gets tased again. It's just the weirdest thing. Tased.
Oh, I said, geez, is what I said.
No, yeah. So, I mean, the thing about cops nowadays is when I've been pulled over in my early 20s, probably the same thing goes for you because I think we're kind of the same age, Broken, is that cops were a little more forgiving and the book was there, but they didn't open it up all the time. If you know what I'm saying. They didn't go by the book. Nowadays, it's if they don't, they're not, they have to be compliant. They have to follow strict codes and regulations now. And it's just, I got pulled over a few times from some serious parties down in Huntington Beach's Surf City, USA, which during the surfing competitions, they could have anywhere from 300 to 500,000 people roaming in this area that are all shit-faced. So the cops here, so it's nuts. But the thing is so we're known for a serious party town. But the thing is it's gotten much stricter. Like I think it was like 10 or 15 years ago, Huntington Beach, actually, the city council created a law that you cannot drink on your property unless you have a 4-foot fence.
You got to be freaking kidding me.
And I think it's still to this day. And it's gotten really bad. Some of these people. I mean, I
always hated that about Philly. Like if sometimes the cops would give people hassle, they're sitting on their front stoop, because that's what you had. You got to sit on your front stoop, have a beer, and especially black guys. That was a way to get them, is open container.
Right.
And that starts the whole up against the wall and all that crap.
Yeah, it used to be more free, but now things have definitely changed. And I mean the parties. I used to go to toga party like every other week. I used to go to party, which wasn't good, but it was a lot of fun. I just never hear of kids going to parties anymore, which I guess is good, but it just seems they don't have the space that we used to have. I don't know. It just seems so. It seems so restricted for them.
Space. They live different lives. They live lives like. And we got younger people here, so it's kind of stupid for the two old guys to be talking about what younger people do. But I think you're able to connect like this, So it's kind of.
No, I'm just saying. It seems like they're more restrict. There's so many more restrictions. It seems like a little more. There's more walls and borders for kids nowadays.
Well, it's hard when your parents can track your every move.
Well, I'm sorry?
I said it's hard when your parents can track your every move using digital technology now.
There. So, God, yeah. So the technology's out there that keeps these kids corralled. When you guys were talking about sneaking out of the house, we used to get like 10 of us would leave our house at 3:30 in the morning on a school night at the ages of like 7th grade, 8th grade. And we'd leave to go get donuts from the donut shop to get freshly made donuts in the morning. We get there at 4. We make sure we got, because his name was Tuong. I think it was Wong. He was Chinese and he made these awesome donuts. And we'd get them right when they're done, and he'd have them ready. And we'd have all our change. We'd eat like 10 donuts a piece. It was terrible. But we were doing those kind of things. And, and I don't know if other kids were doing the same shit we were doing, but I don't know. I just really feel like they seem so more restricted than us. There's just so many walls and borders, and we've kind of just sealed the world in on them, I think. I just get that feeling.
I think some of it's they go willingly. I mean, this is kind of fun, and you don't have to we can all sit here and have a good time. As far as we could party up a storm and still see each other and do the things we do at a party. So all in all, it's kind of like being at a nice party.
Are you saying we should have like a karaoke night? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. Croaky night, maybe, if we're going to have anything and I'm singing on. I was thinking, I like that Dungeons and Dragons idea. I played these role-playing games with my son a couple of times. And I mean, it takes like forever to get a character built and all that. I've had them just give me a character. But
I'm back.
I was always like the expendable one. Like I would figure I'm the guy, if his guy's worth something, I'm the guy that's going to go after the big orc because it just makes sense, Or we played like one where he had us all superheroes. We got to pick who we would be. And I had like Superman powers. And so I was able to fix everything because I had watched the old Superman cartoons. I know how to get around everybody with their kryptonite traps and everything else. I figured it out.
What we should do is, if we do D&D, we should base our characters off of politicians and act like how they would act.
Oh, no.
Well, I like that.
I call Henry Wallace.
I call Debbie Washburn Schultz. She's going to be an assassin.
Wait, does it have to be living politicians?
Oh, they could be dead, alive. It doesn't matter.
Oh, crap.
So, am I like chaotic evil as Debbie Washburn Schultz, or?
I feel like that'd be more like the mischievous,
Yeah, that's on the other side of the board, dude. Debbie Washburn Schultz on the other side of the board. The evil.
Okay, so.
All right. I got mine. I don't quite have the name yet, but it's going to be like Che Carpentara or something like that. And I don't know where I'll be from, but I'll be Che. I'll base mine off of, even if we use a United States system, I'll still base my character off of him.
Yeah. I don't know how that would work, but it'd be fun.
Well, I thought we'd play with the goblins and crap because everybody kind of has a. I guess you guys actually have played before. You probably have characters and everything.
I have not played before.
Well,
it would be my first time playing.
There's a lot of different editions. So, we could play the old school editions, maybe like the first or second edition.
Hey, I'm hip to the whole political thing, but whoever's going to be a dungeon master is going to have some pretty deep historical knowledge.
Ebon's going to have to be the dungeon master.
See what I mean?
I don't know. We'll talk about it. Let's try to form.
Can you even do that with a? What is this called anyway? Like a multi YouTube. There's a name for it. What are we doing right now?
Yeah, I guess we're just talking.
No, I mean,
we're networking.
It's like
we're networking.
It's like a group chat.
It's a group chat. There you go. So it's a group video chat.
Yep.
Let me check my schedule and all of that stuff. I'm open.
Yeah, Jenny Lynn says it's group therapy.
Yeah.
I think it can be.
True. They have them.
But
I think
it's nice to have people like that with similar ideas I can talk to. Like I said a couple days ago, being one of the only 3 people in my county to support Jill Stein was kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can dig. We're definitely more groove therapy.
Oh, you know what came up last night that I heard about on the news? This is crazy, but in my county, there's like a property tax revolt because they're starting to try to double most people's property tax, and so like everybody's up in arms, ready to like fight them. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Oh God.
Where are you again?
Fulton County. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Kind of sandy.
Oh, so you probably your taxes are probably medium then.
No, they were pretty high already, but no, I mean this is
I could bet.
House with my parents, and so it's their names on the house, and they're both in their mid-70s, so they were able to actually have their property taxes adjusted down due to their age. But now, because of the proposed increase, it would basically go back to where it was before they got that lowered. So basically, by July 10th, you have to submit a rebuttal and submit your own proposal and say, here's what I think I should be paying under,
Yeah, I mean, well, it all depends. I mean, in places like in the South, like around, not here in Yakima. Here in Yakima, it's kind of like that. But like over when I lived in Vancouver and Portland and those areas, when they have stuff like that, it passes, and it's basically everybody gets, everybody still supports, build. It was hell getting some money to try to build a library.
Now, are you in Washington State? Where are you?
I was Vancouver, Washington. I'm in Yakima now.
Okay.
So Yakima is like this weird thing, man. I mean, they didn't.
I lived in Portland, Oregon for 8 years in Beaverton, Tigard area.
Oh, far out. That's I actually we lived there for I don't know 20 years. Well, yeah, about almost 20 years because it was certainly. We were living up on Whidbey Island, in the middle of the damn island, Oak Harbor. So you have to drive to go anywhere and to work. I thought,
I had a friend that lived on Orcas Island.
The coast. Well, you learn to ride ferries, and the thing about it was, like, you have to drive down to there. You'd have to wait in the line to try to get, or you could drive up the Northway and drive off the island. Either way, it was like a zillion miles to go anywhere.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, the one nice thing you could do is you could do a run to Boeing pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
And when we originally called up, we were living in Philly. Actually, we were living in Chester, and that's like my wife. That's another story. Anyhow, we always said we were going to move west, and when I finished that toxic waste abatement job, we'd go ahead and move west. And my wife was still a carpenter, so she called the carpenter's hall and was rapping with the local guy. And he's like, "Oh yeah, come, and he's really excited because my wife would be, she'd be a minority that he could use on jobs where he had to fill spots. And so he was really excited, But then we get everything together. We move west. Yeah. And he's like, "What are you doing, Bowman?" I was like, "No, I just moved my whole family over. It costs like billions of dollars to drive a truck."
That's me. Sorry.
We get everything together.
Hi, Kelly.
Bye. Hang on. Sorry.
Hey, Kelly, how's it going?
There. Sorry about that.
I ended up, we were living up on the island. I found out about work in Portland.
Right.
A steel mill was going on. It was a company I worked for doing the toxic waste job in Pennsylvania. And I had a really good reputation. So I drove down there and eventually ended up, I put a cap, not like a camper, but just one of them caps. And I built some styrofoam in the bottom for insulation. Got one of those little cube refrigerators, a little tiny microwave, a little tiny black and white TV, and pretty much built some cubby holes for clothing, and then put a pad in there, and it was like a little cave. And I'd drive that thing from Whidbey down to Portland every weekend, back and forth. And then eventually I left the place, and that's how I ended up there. I would have lived that way for like almost a year or something like that.
Yeah.
Staying in like it was like a skeevy backroads campsite. But
That's kind of a normal thing out there. I mean, people really like to kind of, it's a do-it-yourself attitude, and it's not looked at as strange to not have a car and to get around, with the transit or a bike. It's pretty cool in a lot of ways. There's a lot of things I miss about Oregon.
My brother took me fly fishing on the Yakima River on a boat, and man, that's a beautiful river.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind living there. I'd be fishing all day.
Yeah.
What's nice about here is like we lived over there, and I'll tell you honestly, I love Portland. I want to die in Portland. That's the way I figure it. That's why I'm right on top of Portland news and stuff, because at some point I'm gonna go back there. But
no sales tax.
Yakima's nice because Yakima has snow in the winter, and in the summer it's like California, So,
I know.
So it's like it's a groovy place. I mean, I like having real winters. I was always used to them.
Yeah.
And but I like the rain too. I mean, I didn't like it in November, and at first there was always a cold rain every year that everybody on the job site we'd get hypothermic.
Yeah.
Because it's like the first cold rain, and
oh yeah.
And those were always nasty.
I used to play so many shows out there and moving instruments and gear around in the rain. Oh, it gets old.
I mean, we were running electric power tools in the rain. That gets to be its own little excitement. But
I'll try marching 1.5 miles carrying 20 pounds of wool uniform while wearing an 80-pound marching drum in the pouring rain whenever it's negative temperatures outside in the middle of winter in Ohio, because that's a marching band, baby.
Yeah.
That's what you did? You were in the band?
Yep, I played the quints. That's like the 5 drums that you play. You have to.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to sign off, everyone. Have a good night. I need to get.
Thanks for listening in and being here.
Bye, Bram. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See you guys Monday.
Will do.
Okay, so I'm thinking I'm getting tired, but you know what sucks? Is I live in California. And I think my Broken and myself, I think that's we're on the West Coast. We could probably do this for another 2 hours, but I feel so tired today. Oh, but you guys, okay, so Eric, you're in Florida.
Correct.
And Ebon, you're
Boston.
And she's in Tennessee. No, Atlanta. You're in Georgia, Coco.
Yeah.
Red's
Yeah, it's 2:30.
Yeah,
I'm a night owl.
Yeah,
it's Saturday night. I get it. That's cool. But I'm just, you guys are just thank you for being here for this. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing I typed in when I just got on, I was just going through some YouTube videos, maybe going to see what H.A. Goodman is always posting something like every 2.5 hours. And just trying to see what's going on, because I'm always like checking out what's going on in the political world. That's crazy now. And then I get on, and the first thing I see, after hours. So I click on there, and then the first thing I write in there goes, "What the heck is going on with you?" What did I write in there? Something like, "You people are nuts." And then I go, "Oh, great! This is perfect. This is my crack. Now I have crack." That's it. And it's kind of weird, but I think it's like Lucas was saying, it's important for us, since and we feel like a small group of people that are thinking in the same direction. But honestly, there's a lot of differences between us, but at the same time, it seems like I don't want to seem too egotistical or too much of myself, but I think we're fucking geniuses. You know, I really do. I really think that we are a smart group of people that, you know, and I wasn't always, I think, this intelligent about politics, but I think it's because you've all done the research. You guys have all done your due diligence, and everybody's doing everything they can to try to really understand what's going on in the world.
That's what
And it's good to know, and it's good to know that you're there. That's all I'm saying.
It's where your heart is.
Yeah.
So the weekend edition, I guess it's more of a lighter thing, Kelly.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I think we should probably break off soon. But do you want to tell us what's been like over at the People Summit?
The main thing I will say is it's just chaos. So I know Tim has kind of been worried about not having video, but there's just like he tried to set up in a booth, and we asked someone what to do, and they're like, go over here, and then we get over there, and they're like, no, you're supposed to do this, and it's just kind of bananas. And so I kind of went out and tried to just start. I was hovering nicely around Nina Turner, and so I think we have Nina Turner interviewing with him tomorrow, which is great.
That's good.
I may have been able to get Jane Sanders, but I'm waiting for a text back from this nice person at the Sanders Institute. So I was just kind of running around doing that, seeing if I could nab people for him. But it's really just like, it's very busy and very, as far as setting up booth to interview, it's very disorganized. So anyway, there's that. And then there's just logistics in the hotel. Like, yeah, he had trouble with the Wi-Fi. But anyway.
Was he able to get any interview in yet?
Do what now?
Was he able to get any interviews in yet?
I think he has a couple clips from earlier today, maybe with Nick Brana. Oh, okay. We caught up with him, but I don't know what he's posted. I know he was really exhausted. They got here really late on Friday, and so yeah, it's just been a little difficult. But I wanted to share the biggest thing that I noticed so far was inside the stadium, where like last night, I don't know if any of you watched the live stream where Nina Turner spoke last night, and then tonight Bernie talked. And I don't know if you can tell it if you watch the live stream, but sitting there, when anyone says stuff like, Josh Fox said, love will conquer Trump, or something to that effect. And there's, there's cheering. But then immediately after that, Nina Turner says, and establishment Democrats. And the whole room was like just roaring.
Wow.
It was so much more intense. Like, yeah, fuck the Democrat. I mean, it really, you can just tell, like, people are like.
That's gotta trigger TYT covering everything.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I don't want to.
It's wild.
Bounds here because this is Tim's deal, but I think there was already some stuff on Twitter, maybe.
I saw him with Sam Ronan, and I saw Nico calling over to Tim when Nico was doing one of his bits on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's not really very much on there. No. So Tim ends up running into Jordan twice.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, I'll let Tim talk about it.
Yeah.
Just know that Jordan is, I think, trying to apologize and make things better. So I'll just leave it at that. We'll see what happens. But there may be some trying to get interview with Mark Ruffalo for Tim tomorrow, awesome. Which I'm there for that one.
Yeah.
I love that guy's awesome. The Hulk rocks.
Yeah. So anyway, tomorrow hopefully will be Nina Turner and Mark Ruffalo, I hope.
Yeah, watching the live stream, I could tell like the most electric moment in the whole thing was whenever Bernie said the Republicans didn't win, the Democrats lost. Like that, I mean, the room just erupted after that.
Absolutely.
He said the Republicans didn't win. Nobody knew where he was going, and everyone thought he was like challenging the results. And then he said the Democrats lost, and everyone just lost it.
Right.
I would be
that was a great moment.
Yeah, and anytime that and then tonight they someone from the Draft Bernie movement started yelling out about it, and Roseanne DeMauro, I think is her name, the nurses lady.
Yeah,
he was like, "Yeah,
I
I'm
saw
all
that."
And everybody starts roaring again. You know, it's like I think it's clear in that room, in that group, that they're not interested in the Democrats.
Yeah.
When Van Jones said stuff, everybody's like, you know, he said they spent money on themselves, you know, and not on
Van Jones Van Jones was a spectacular speech. It really was. And it was a pity that he threw some sort of, placating language towards Democrats. I understand he's got a job and all that, but
It's okay.
Oh, I also, if anybody saw last night, the guy who's a mayor in Mississippi, a newly elected mayor, really young guy, Lumumba, I think it's Lumumba. Anyway,
I heard Bernie said his name.
Oh, right, yes. So, he had a great speech, and last night I just happened to be walking out and turned and he was right there, and so I just started talking to him, and I told him about Tim, and I said, we'd love to have you come on. So that was the other one I was trying to remember. So I've just been trying to get Tim's name to people. Like if I run into people, I just start talking to them, kind of looking at me like, who is this? But then I just show my badge and say, here,
How are you feeling, Kelly? I know your back gets you. How are you holding up?
Yeah, well, I ended up flying.
Oh, good. Yeah.
That was probably better. Although that landing, oh my God, I hate flying. And I told, sorry, Ebon. I keep saying Ebon. I'm sorry. I don't know why I talk that way. But I haven't flown in a really long time, and I hate it. And I was okay. It was all smooth, and then I decided that the pilot was thinking he was going to Milwaukee, and then just went, oh, wait, shit, there's Chicago. And we just went down I thought I was just going to faint. It was so fast. And I used to fly a lot, so I know, I'm familiar. And it wasn't just that I was, nervous. The people behind me were like, that was a fast landing. So I'm kind of, joking about getting a rent-a-car back. Because I'm not really sure. No, I've been okay. I didn't join up with Tim till this afternoon today. I had to kind of lay low this morning, but I didn't miss much. So anyway, I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking.
I know what it's like to live with pain, and it's just tough sometimes when you're traveling.
Yeah, my condition is very weird. I'm either fine and nobody can tell, or you just don't see me for a while. And I'm in oh, what is it? Oh my God, that's funny.
That's freaking awesome.
That's two. I just safety pinned them together on my shoulders. I'm sorry. I had to share that.
I think that's the perfect photograph to sum up this particular show.
Oh,
you can have Evan make that the thumbnail.
Kelly, it sounds like the one thing is it sounds like it's busy and everything, but it sounds like even with the frustration, you're having a good time. And
glad you're there.
I am, and I have another part I want to tell, and I'm not trying to just be mysterious on purpose and be
we understand.
But
we had a mysterious chat tonight, so it's good.
Ebon, you know what I'm referring to? I think the person that had contacted me a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Is he there?
Yes.
Okay.
Rather weird twists and turns with that.
Okay.
That involved Jordan Sheridan.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So, but I think all will be well, but we'll see. But yeah, it's been a little weird. I'm kind of I don't know about this whole world of I can see how people get caught up, especially the younger crowd, the TYT crowd, and the whole celebrity nature of all of this. You know, like John Cusack is here. Who else? I don't know. Anyway, you can just kind of see how it's like everybody's trying to get pictures with other people, and I don't know. It's an interesting world.
Yeah.
I think you enjoy it while you, like I told you, live in the moment, enjoy it, because things like that, when down the road, you'll be happy that you remember it. You know, as you go along. It's been my experience, man. When I go to something like that, I try to remember that I'm not just taking pictures the whole day, or, you know,
Yes.
I'm always sort of, exactly. You got to be like, I'm going to take a few moments and just enjoy, like,
I
that I'm
think that-
standing here with these people, you know?
Yeah, I think that's been the hardest part, honestly, because I kept thinking like, wow, I know Tim, people are wanting to see stuff, but it's just been so hard. It's like he'd have to have a separate, I mean, his wife is doing a lot of it, but a separate camera crew to just kind of follow around and catch everything that's going on. Because when you're in it and the crowds of people, you can't really stop and do all of it at the same time.
And like when Tim was in Philly, he was just, that guy was moving. That whole day, Tim was moving from place to place and thing to thing. And, you know, it's to do the kind of work you guys are doing. It's just like constant. There's somebody over here. We got to go over here. Then you hear there's a march over here. You got to go over there. You know, I understand.
Yeah,
you know,
so
totally.
we walked out and none of us had eaten like all day, and we walked out to leave to get a lift, and then all these it was great. All these guys running for Congress, young guys, come swarming up to Tim, and they all want to come on and talk, which is great, you know.
That's fantastic, because he deserves it.
I could tell his wife was standing there like, I'm gonna faint if I don't eat. But we just stayed and talked to bunches of people, and on the way going in, there were some people in line that yelled about not letting anybody take your cornbread. So he's definitely got some fans. So that was cool. Great. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sure he'll tell you all more, and you know, I know he has some footage from earlier when he went down to the front of the auditorium and got some of the celebrity people in the front row and went around and, I don't know, some other impromptu stuff. He probably just hasn't posted it yet.
Well, you Twittered out some stuff too. That was nice.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite moment so far, it might sound kind of cheesy, but it was a nice quiet moment in the press box where it was playing Tracy Chapman. I love that song Chain. And it had the burn, and it was just quiet for a minute. You know, it was playing the music. So that was kind of cool. But anyway,
is it pretty crowded there? Or
is it what?
Is it pretty crowded there?
Oh my God, it's insane. There's also like the Chicago Blues Festival this weekend.
Oh, wow.
And prom at this hotel.
Oh God.
So
jeez.
It's just insane. That's why we just can't really like sort of record everything. It's just trying to get around has been hard.
Would you even be able to estimate what you think the attendance number is close to?
Oh, at the People's Summit?
4,000.
Did you see that somewhere?
Yeah, that's what I saw on several different spots on Twitter.
That sounds like a small number.
That's what the auditorium holds or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, it was packed. It was very packed.
Yeah, I had read that there was 4,000 for the speech, but there was a lot more in Chicago for the summit.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's just off the hook everywhere. Sirens nonstop. I mean, I didn't expect Chicago to be quite this busy. You know, it feels like New York, honestly. It's a little overwhelming. But, you know, just with the Blues Festival, and then there's some other thing too. I don't know what. All in one weekend.
There's always a lot going on in Chicago, though. At least it felt like. I used to live near there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never been here before, so.
Well, that would be a hard choice to make, like a free ticket into the progressive thing, or having to pay a scalper for a ticket to see the Blues Festival.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would be thinking real hard about the blues festival.
I
mean,
know,
only because it's Chicago, it'd be killing me. But I'd be at the progressive thing. But it'd be killing me.
I know I was wishing Michael had come with me, but he would have been at the blues festival probably. Yeah. So.
Portland has the greatest. Portland has the greatest blues festival on the West Coast.
Oh, it's true. It's surprising.
Right at the 4th of July. Yeah. They always do it right at the 4th of July. It's like 3 days.
Waterfront park.
Yeah. Yep, and it's just a big field right on the river.
Yep.
And they put like two big stages that they just alternate times. Like a band ends and a new one starts on the other end.
It's so
and
funny.
Then there's another third or fourth stage, like people playing in the little bands in the like little stages. It was a lot of fun, but it was only like it cost $5 a day plus you had to give them a can of food or 2 cans of food.
Yeah,
because it was food drive.
Yeah.
So we'd always buy like the ticket, the big ticket for the 3 days because we didn't have any money. And so, like, to go to the big concert for 3 days for our family of my kids and us, it was a big deal that we could afford to do it. And, you know, I'd wake up in the morning and I would barbecue, like one of those big packages of hamburgers, make cheeseburgers, and just pack them hot and throw them in a cooler. And then I would make sure we had food galore and games and stuff. And we would go there very early, and there was 2 picnic tables, so we're under a tree. And it was like right in the middle where the 2 stages were. And if you got there early, you camped out on that table. And we'd play games and stuff, and you just have to turn around and see what the band is that was playing. Yeah. It was the greatest thing in the world.
Wow,
and it's
so
cheap.
funny that you were there, and I've been all over the place down there. I used to actually play at the Saturday market too, like I performed sometimes. Yeah.
I love the Saturday market.
Broken. Know exactly where it was. We were both there at different times.
Are you in pain, Broken? Is that what you're
like? I did the full Lebowski today and shaved, and it cut off all the hair. So it was like doing all that bend in my head and stuff sucks. But now I'm cool. I got my muscle relaxer, and I've been taking care of other kind of medications, and I'm just fine.
Okay.
As good as could be. Yeah, good for a good day, and I'm happy. You know, you guys always make me happy. That's what I like about this thing is even when we're talking heavy subjects, at some point we remember that we're all humans and we gotta laugh every once in a while because
you guys crack me up. Oh yeah, everybody's so comical. They're like characters.
Was this a goofy talk tonight? Were you guys?
It was very goofy. But I had a question for you, Kelly. If you don't.
Yeah, sure.
So I put in the chat that I think one of the most important questions, and I tried to get this to Tim or Jamal or whatever. I kept just put it. I don't have their cell phone, so I put it in their YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
The question is to ask Bernie if he supports Beck or if he supports the DNC.
That's a good question.
Well, from what I'm seeing, I don't think we're going to Bernie's just hanging around tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be any access. I mean, Jane Sanders she's walked right past me, like, 3 feet away, like 4 different times, but Bernie has not been mingling around. So I don't know about getting an interview, even being able to ask him.
That's like one of the biggest questions right now because Evans brought it up. Everybody that Evans brought it up, and a lot of Jamal's brought it up, and Tim's I think even brought it, and brought it that he hasn't made a single comment, mentioned it, done anything, and it pertains directly to his campaign.
I know, and I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed in Bernie's speech because I don't want to hear about Trump. I don't care,
That's not what we need to focus on.
That's also a bad sign because when you've got someone who's supposed to be a populist not actually talking to the common people, independent media type of people and just
Well,
mingling out.
Now, it may just have been the times that I was there today, but like I said, I've seen Jane a lot and Nina Turner, but I haven't seen Bernie around. He just came in and spoke
Yeah,
tonight.
I know, but I'm just saying that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
When that you become an elitist, then and you have other people talk for you, type of things, and
Yeah.
that's just a bad
Yeah.
sign.
And I have to say, the other thing that I was disappointed about was, so in the live stream tonight, I think he mentioned corporate news first, and he was being critical of that. But then he starts talking about Trump calling things, I don't think he said fake news. I have to go back and listen to it. But it was like Trump not working with the press. And it was kind of like,
Well, he said Trump was a liar. He went on that, but that's okay. He is a liar. But I think the thing when he went into the Russia thing, I think he lost the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, because the progressives aren't like big Russia fans. We're not.
No.
We're not doing that stuff. Let me see if I can do this.
Yeah, but it was his criticism of.
What do you mean that we're not Russian fans? We are Russian.
You mean anti-Russian?
Well, yeah. We aren't Russia conspiracy fans.
Yeah, we're not on that.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We're not red scare xenophobic assholes like everybody else.
Right.
I love Tetris.
So no, it was more that he was kind of saying, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what he said, but the gist of it was like, we have to sort of fight back against the corporate news. And then he talks about Trump criticizing the corporate news. And it was like, well, that's kind of the same thing. I'm not saying I agree with Trump, but, it was a little bit of a double standard there.
Yep, exactly. He hasn't, in my opinion, he keeps dabbing just to appease us I mean, he knows he's not an idiot. He kind of knows what real and true progressive liberals really, progressives really want to hear. And then he kind of dips in and out, but he's not fully committed, in my opinion. Now, the other thing is if you guys want to know, Jamal is on right now live.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I dropped in on some of his stuff, and he's blasting Bernie right now.
Oh, it's mine.
All right. Well, let's call it a night, and we'll see you guys on Monday night. Thanks for popping in, Kelly, and giving us an update. That was pretty awesome.
Please don't do this on Sunday. Please don't do this on Sunday.
Oh.
Okay?
No, it's just going to be a Saturday night one.
Okay, Saturday's fine for crazy stuff. But then Sunday needs to be the day of rest. Unless it's something really important. Like really important.
Okay.
I don't know. It's catching on. I like it, though.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Love
everybody.
everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks.
Love you.
See you guys on Monday.
All right.
Will do. Oh, I'll be wearing my No Sell Ass t-shirt for Monday.
Excellent, Smithers.
Triggered.